winning. Since the beginning, been real, no pretending. I got some shooters, they call me lieutenant. You talking that rah-rah, your block, we gon' hit it. I got some bitches who bring me them benches. They love how I spin it, they love how I'm winning. You hate how I'm moving, you thought I was finished. I'm getting them bags, I handle my business. I'm whipping the foreign, I handle the engine. The trunk in the front and the top went missing. I'm shifting the kids, I'm Tokyo drifting. Draped in the babe, I go ape on you niggas. Smoking a bill while I'm counting up figures. Spending this money, my stack getting bigger. Triple that up when the package delivered. I'm back from the dead, I see ghosts in the mirror. The money come in, oh, 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 oh. Cash in my hand, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm in the man, go, 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 go. Check when I land, go, 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 go. Smoking that petrol, I'm choking on kill. Ops looking for me, I'm harder to kill. They taking shots, they don't want me to live. I stay on go, so it is what it is. This for my mama, my family, my kids. 10 toes down, I stand on my biz. I come from the block where the boys making deals. Demons and Hemis is all that you hear. Started off small, now we something to feel. Said they was waiting, I'm finally here. My seat at the top and my view is so clear. The people is fake, but the money is real. Stacking it up till the room start to fill. I'm catching plays, let's go points on the field. You ever been broke, then you know how I feel. I'm running it up to the top of the hill. The money come in, oh, oh, oh. Smoking 7 grams of OG Kush, that's a super car. Pull up on a block in a drop top, that's a super car. All this ice around my neck and wrist, bitch, I'm a superstar. Fuck the talking, I just want my bag no matter who you are.
Nobody go get me, I had to go get it myself. She calling me daddy, she tell me I fuck her the best. My daughter, my world, I swear that I love her to death. Fresh out the mud, the dirty but fly like a jet. Smoking that good in my neck of the woods, them niggas be ducking the fuss. See you tomorrow, I'm gon' get the money, so leave the key under the rug. Cool with them niggas who cool with some niggas who get the gun up in the club. We all in the lobby, she want me to rock up, but sorry, no glove, no love. Talking that money talk, I learned it from Julio. They tell us that life was strip, so play your movie role. I'm feeling like B.I.G. inside the Coogee store. Never get too involved, them hoes, they do the most.
Smoking 7 grams of OG Kush, that's a super car. Pull up on a block in a drop top, that's a super car. All this ice around my neck and wrist, bitch, I'm a superstar. Fuck the talking, I just want my bag no matter who you are. Blue rocks in my super villain tang, that's a super chain. Stunting on them every day, Super Dave, jacket chain. Wrist do magic, David Blaine. Smelling like a pound on planes. You still broke, that's just lame. Getting bags, that my lane. Super villain, you know my name. Killing it, winning it all in this game. Nigga talk shit, I don't hear what they saying. I'm serious about money while you just be playing. Counting up racks all in the AM. Packs come in, we don't even weigh them. Push them out when it's a drought. I'm a boss, so watch your mouth. Loose lips ain't ships every day. Around my way, watch what you say. You buying, I'm selling like it's eBay. Trademark back like a replay. Making moves on the freeway. Come up short, ain't no leeway. No niggas who shoot, no CJ. Name and rotation, no DJ. Smoking 7 grams of OG Kush, that's a super car. Pull up on a block in a drop top, that's a super car. All this ice around my neck and wrist, bitch, I'm a superstar. Fuck the talking, I just want my bag no matter who you are.
My car costs a house, my house like a mall.
Man. All right. So we here. So yeah, we're gonna talk about a few things. Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna talk about a few things tonight. Okay, now, much respect to the family. I don't understand. Why is my PlayStation controller? I don't understand why this is. How did this get over here? Whatever, man. Just whatever. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and get into this. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. 1 second. Let's go ahead and get this all set up. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Yes, we are about to get into it. I only have one question.
Are you ready for this?
Man, I got a question for us tonight. So how we're going to do it is we're going to kick it off. Right? So how we're going to kick it off is like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up this video I have, right? Let me do that real quick. I'm about to pull up a video I have. Let me go ahead and get this set up too. I apologize. Where are my manners? Where are my manners? How is everybody today? Your day been going good? I do pray it has. I do. I pray your day has been going wonderful for you. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get to this right here. You smell me now? All right. So let me see what we got. Cool, man. So I'm going to pull this video up, right? Now, again, like I tell everybody, this is going to be a dope ass live tonight. Stick around if you want, roll out if you want. It's your choice. So this is what we're going to do. Let me do this. Let me pull this up. So while I go ahead and finish the last little bit of touch-ups of what I'm doing, right? I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull this up real quick. All right, so we're going to take a poll, okay? Now, I have the list. I got my, yep, every single name. I have the numbers of, so we're going to go through this. And I think people are going to be very, very surprised at the numbers and which it is we voted for. So what are we talking about tonight, Smitty? I will tell you just in case you don't like to read things. I'll tell you, I got you. What we're talking about tonight is this. What we're talking about tonight is there is apparently this huge discussion. Man, it was such a heated debate. I put it out and I purposely posted that. You know, usually I don't do something like that. No. Oh man, that's what I'm talking about, love. My love. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, all right. Respect to you, sister. That's what I like to hear. We're gonna pin that. So like, we're gonna go ahead and listen to this. Now, what I want us to do, I'm dead ass. When I play these names, all I want us to do is just take a quick moment and I want us to think about who is it that you believe should be on the next $20 bill. Now, apparently this is a big deal. Think about it, people. We've had a first president. Absolutely. We've had a first black in almost everything you can think of, from science to golf. Okay. All right. We even have a black NASCAR racer. You might not know the guy's name. I don't either, but I know the nigga exists. Listen. Okay. We have categories in everything in life. But what I want us to do is I want us to think about who do you believe truly has paid that significant pay. Now, for the record, this list, I you know, at the end, I put some names, but this list right here is going to be something that's all right. So with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. I'm going to play this briefly. And when I come back, I want y'all to tell me who do y'all have that should be oh shoot. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on now. Here we go. Everybody, I'm gonna tell you right now. There's one side of this person that you know, right? I want to make sure y'all know tonight. This is all y'all gonna get. I promise you. What's going on, family? There she go. You ready to get this in?
Yeah, I'm ready to get it. Go on now. Don't even waste time on me. Go read that list.
Hey, look, I'm late already. So everybody, with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Yeah, we've been waiting for this one right here, boy. We've been waiting for this. Let's go ahead and go. I'm gonna play the list and we're gonna get back to you in a second. I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 8:45 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Let's rock out.
Here are 10 black pioneers who, with their ideas and creations, have transformed the world, honoring creativity in the face of hardship. Number 1, Nelson Mandela. Number 2, Michael King Jr. Number 3, Barack Obama or Haile Selassie. Moving on. Number 5, Booker T. Washington. 6, Oprah Winfrey. Number 7, Rosa Parks. Number 8, Mae Jemison. Number 9, Marshall Thurgood. Number 10, Mary McLeod Bethune.
Black heroes who changed history but aren't household names. These folks made huge impacts, but for various reasons, they've been left out of most history books. Let's fix that by shining a light on 10 of these amazing people. First up, Claudette Colvin. Months before Rosa Parks, this 15-year-old refused to give up her bus seat to a white person in Montgomery, Alabama. Her brave act kick-started the civil rights movement, but she's often forgotten in the story. Next, we've got Robert Smalls. Born into slavery, he pulled off one of the most daring escapes in history. During the Civil War, he commandeered a Confederate ship and sailed it right into Union territory, freeing himself and other enslaved people on board. Moving on to Bessie Coleman. She was the first African-American woman to earn a pilot's license way back in 1921. She had to go to France to do it because no one in the U.S. would teach her. Talk about determination. Number 4 is Bayard Rustin. He was a key organizer of the 1963 March on Washington, where Martin Luther King Jr. gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Rustin was pushed to the background because he was gay, but his impact was huge. Let's talk about Shirley Chisholm. In 1968, she became the first black woman elected to Congress. 4 years later, she ran for president, paving the way for future candidates. Next up is Charles Drew. This doctor pioneered blood transfusion and storage techniques that saved countless lives during World War II and beyond. His work laid the foundation for modern blood banks. Number 7 is Octavius Cato. He fought for equal rights in Philadelphia in the 1800s. He helped desegregate the city's streetcars and was a star baseball player who pushed for integrating the sport. Sadly, he was murdered for his activism. Let's not forget about Henrietta Lacks. Without her consent, doctors took her cancer cells, which turned out to be incredibly valuable for medical research. Her cells, known as HeLa cells, have been used to develop vaccines and study diseases for decades. Coming in at number 9 is Bass Reeves. He was one of the first black deputy U.S. Marshals west of the Mississippi River. He arrested over 3,000 felons and killed 14 outlaws in self-defense, all while never being wounded. Last but not least, we've got Fannie Lou Hamer. This sharecropper turned civil rights activist was a powerful voice for voting rights. She famously said, "I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired," as she fought against racist voting laws. These 10 people changed the course of history in big ways.
We back in here, Lola. Okay, people. Now, Lola, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let you brief. You know, I have 2 shorts before I play the main clip. That's all. Or I don't know. You know what? Ladies' choice. What you got, Lola? Do you want to do the main clip? I don't know. I don't know. I just had a feeling because I know we're gonna really get in depth about that. So I wanted to do the 2 shorts that I had and then get into that. But I want you to go ahead and tell us what are your thoughts about the list, 1, and I wanted you to go ahead and just kind of give us a little elaboration while I pull this clip up real quick.
As it pertains to the list, everyone on that list I respect and I revere.
Okay.
However,
Oh shit, here it comes.
when we talk about the level of dedication, the level of sacrifice, the level of impact in every way that America has been founded and continues to find itself, those people on that list do not come close to, not that they don't impact on some level, but they don't come close to Queen Mother Miss Harriet Tubman. They don't. And
okay, so everybody, we now know who Lola's vote is. Okay. Now, me, it was a tie between my granddad and Black Jesus. Lola, continue.
Now, here's the thing. I said this before. The criteria for this has to be something concrete. It can't be just anybody we feel good about. That's not what this is. You know, it's not. But truth be told, I think, and I said it before, that if you're going to have a whole rapist on the $1 bill, an enslaver, someone that took people's lives.
Bag of grapes.
Okay, if you got a bag of grapes.
I know. We used to be on the back end. Go ahead. My bad.
If you got a bag of grapes on a $1 bill, to even it out, you gotta have somebody who undid said bag of grapes, like quite literally. You have to have that.
Turn them into cherries. Okay, now.
Yeah, turn them into cherries. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like Brother Malcolm said, which I notably seen wasn't up there. Like Brother Malcolm said, you didn't fight for civil rights. You begged for civil rights. You didn't fight for nothing. Okay, Miss Harriet Tubman, she literally fought. She fought disease. She fought dogs. She fought being wanted. She fought her own people. And sometimes she fought snitches. She fought ditches. She fought snakes. She fought her late husband. She fought everybody. Okay, she had to learn how to carry a pistol and use it occasionally falling asleep while shooting. Like, this woman has put her literal life on the line for the sake of freedom of not 22 people, but an uncalculable amount of people. And here's the thing. When she got to freedom, she didn't have to go back. For what we know was in the antebellum South, nobody in their right mind would have went back. You would have stayed up here and said a prayer. But she went back tons of times where she didn't have to, sacrificing her life tons of times. And I mean her literal life. Not to say that other people haven't sacrificed their life, but it's one thing to live in a country where it's illegal to kill anybody. You go to jail, period. To delete anybody. But it's another thing to live in a place and a time where it is not illegal to, delete people that look like you. It's not illegal to sit and tie people like you to two horses and let them tear your body apart in front of your children. That's not illegal. It's another thing to fight for rights in that environment, sure. So this is what I'm saying. In the face of George Washington, the only face that needs to be on that dollar bill is Mr. Tubman. That's it. Nobody else. We're not going to argue about this. But if we need to argue about this, I want to deal squarely with the brother or sister, or however you identify yourself. I want to deal with the person who said this crocker, you know what? Because I got some choice words for whoever that is. I'm just coming into this.
Listen, trust me, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, all she's basically saying is her position. So we're going to go ahead and get this going. So we're going to get to the first short because I don't want to hold us up too much. I want to get to it, but I want us to talk about these two shorts I got first, Lola, because I also want your input on this because you know something, Lola, just like I was saying earlier, my heart's broken. Why? Because I recognize and I realize some things. So I'm going to pull up this first clip. Now, let me just do this right here. My bad. I'm not good at multitasking. I either listen to what you're saying in its entirety or I'm just kind of like doing something else and you're talking. All right. So now that all right. So now I can be a man again. We're going to one track this over to this video. And I just, because a lot of what you said, it's smack on point, but it scares the dog out of me. You understand? Okay, cool beans. Now I got the video pulled up. Okay, bow. Lola, you remember this, Judge. I want us to listen to this. Now, I'm only going to play the clip. Let's go. I just, maybe you can make more sense out of what I'm hearing from her as a woman. Now, let me ask you this. Lolo, did you go to college or not? No? Do you have college? Yeah. I mean, I went but never finished. I never finished. Yeah, I got my associates and I never finished my bachelor's. I went back to the streets. But yeah, nah, I mean, I'm just saying, so I wonder about this. So when she talks about what she's talking about, maybe, okay, how about this? I know you have colleagues and people in your circle who definitely have that college life experience, right? I know you've heard the stories, right? I know you've even probably been to some of the, shenanigans and stuff in our days. So my point is, I just want somebody to tell me how much of what I'm hearing right here, how much of this is actually on point, considering what she's saying. Now let's go ahead and listen. We're gonna go ahead and comment on this, Lola. As soon as I pause it, you just go ahead and get up in there, sis. Let's go.
I was supposed to be a doctor. My sister was supposed to be a doctor. I got to Harvard and decided it was a party school, which was clearly not the function, but I did it anyway. And I partied for 4 years, and senior year came around and you got to have a certain amount of science and biology and grades to get in there. And I said, oh crap, I don't have it. And I called daddy up. He says, I don't know what you're going to do, baby, but I'm going to stop sending you money the minute you stop learning things. So figure it out. So I ran and took the LSAT. And I've always been really good at standardized testing. So I got into Penn Law and I went just so my father wouldn't cut me off.
A few moments later.
Husband had 4 kids. Damn. From his first wife. He had no money. Oh. But he loved me.
What more do you want from me?
It's a lot in black dating world, and I don't know if it's like this in the white dating world, but it's all about, are you high value? Are you an alpha male? Are you a beta male? What do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? It's gotten very superficial. They had this guy named Kevin Samuels.
Listen, man.
He used to give this, you just tell women, you're too fat, you'll never get anybody.
Yeah.
It's become very adversarial, at least in some areas of the black community, but they're not looking for what we were looking for. They want value, and I wanted companionship. We do so much time on the internet now, we are aggregating everybody else's angst by watching their sad stories. And then we're trying to prove a point, well, I'm high value and I can get this guy and that guy. They're comparing what kind I got, how much, how good I got, how much money I got, how pretty I am. And, is my guy an alpha guy? And I don't date guys with under $100,000. My husband had 4 kids from his first wife. He had no money, but he loved me. And look, I made more money now because I made a guy who made less than I did and was never going to make as much as I did. But he and I ended up doing quite well because he was the brother I needed.
That's a bar.
He couldn't have done it without me, and I couldn't have done it without him. That's when you've hit the jackpot.
Some of y'all don't even.
Lola, from what you heard, sis, 2-part. 1, did she contradict everything in the first part to the second? And 2, is it just simply 2 things can be true at the same time when it comes to women and how these things work? I'm a man. I don't know. That's why I like to ask y'all. I don't assume. Rock out. What you got on that?
I believe 2 things can be true at the same time. And I can believe that people can have a perspective when they're young that they won't necessarily have when they're older, and rightfully so. When you're 20 years old and it's junior year, right? Getting married to any man with 4 children by a previous marriage might not be a good idea. And every woman that goes to college.
Wow. But wait, Lola, but they say that we're supposed to go ahead, your earlier years, don't slang the ding-a-lang. Ladies, don't become worn out. There's no walls no more. You need to go ahead and settle down. So even if that man had 4 kids, I need to settle down before I have 8. Let me settle down before I have 4 more.
No, we mix in archaic culture and present day technology, and this is becoming monotonous. I'm not a proponent of it. At the end of the day, in this culture that we have right now, not my great grandmother's culture, in this culture, people 25 years and under, we do not expect for them to settle and do anything. Period. I don't expect my 19-year-old son, my 24-year-old son to be ready to take care of a family, let alone somebody else's family. No, that's not a thing. I refuse to have my sons feel like when they just out of college working at a pizza place or making minimum wage that now suddenly they got to provide for a whole family or somebody else's family too, and they still technically children biologically.
So
that's not what we do.
But Lola, society. Listen, I know how you feel as mama. Oh yeah, you remember? Cause look, I done spoke about it. You know, about helicopter moms and oh man, you know the mother of my child. Salute, Danny. All right, I know you out there. I know you love our child. The thing is this: it's a helicopter aspect. You see, and so it's like, at what point do you say you need to go through this pain and or experiences so that you don't, like, something can happen to me as your mother or father today or tomorrow. At what point, whether I'm here or not, so I want you to, I want to take a chance and I'm not here and you got to go through it.
No, I'm not saying
I'm not in the field at some point, Lola. I do believe that.
I'm not speaking to that. And the reason is because I don't want to convolute things. When you are in school, male or female, this is not the time for you to be in relationships. It's really not. If you must be in a relationship, this is not the time to make permanent decisions that will impact you on other levels. Why? Because most women that get married, if there is a divorce, you will leave that marriage poorer than you came into it. So it is to your advantage, male or female, to not leave the relationship in the same station you met the relationship, male or female.
Okay. Period. Real quick, Lola. Real quick. I want you to finish. Everybody, I want to make sure I get my sister up here. Let's go ahead and do this. And this is how I love the discussion to go, because I love to hear from my peoples. Everybody, give it up for Queen Sunkiss.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Same children. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Sunkiss, what's going on, sis? Okay, now. I mean, you know, I gotta roll out the red carpet for those who support, man. I mean, for real. If you come through long enough, man, I'm gonna make sure you come in the correct way. Let's go. What you got, sis? Before, because I want to get through these shorts. I'm trying to get to Dr. Umar, and I know you want to be here for that part. I'm trying to get to Dr.
Oh,
Umar.
no.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to that part. So let's go ahead. What you got on that? Let's go ahead and smooth our way through it like butter on toast. Let's rock out. What you got, sis?
What's the question I'm answering?
Basically, it was about the video. God dang it. So you don't know the video? You know what? I don't even want to worry about it. You know what, Sunkiss? This is what we're going to do. Because I'm serious. I want to get to this. Look, I'm not playing because I'm already late. And right. we all got our little time. So this is what I'm going to do. So bam. I'm going to pull this up, right? So okay. I want to play this right here. So apparently, Sunkiss, and you know what? I'm glad you up here too. All of us are old enough. You ain't Lola. Lola know what I'm about to play. So, you know, I feel like I've been lied to all these years, and you know, my heart's broken, Sunkiss, because I've been talking about something that apparently I didn't have a clue about, or maybe it's more than one side to this. So let's go ahead and pull this video up. And once this is done playing, we're gonna go with it. Since you just came up, I'm gonna give you the floor first. Of course, Lola, you got right after Sunkiss, just to go ahead and make sure that everybody gets it in. And let's go ahead and rock out. I digress. My mic is muted. Let's listen to this.
When you see them up in the paper, where they celebrate the 50th.
Now, real quick, I was told marriages back in the day were much better. You know, I was actually one of those spewing that message. You know, I actually got up here multiple times. There's endless lives, and I kept making the comparison that marriages back in the day were so much better. Nowadays, we can't even make it past 6 months in a relationship. We can't make it past 5 years in a marriage on average. And then I hear this.
Anniversary. Me and my sister were teenagers. We said, that woman doesn't put up with a whole lot of shit. And that old man sitting there grinning like he getting a credit for it, like he been a good husband. Like he done did that woman every kind of way. He got away with it, but she better not do nothing.
So it's more they just really just they just dealt with it.
Yeah, and they go out with their chest stuck out. Like they done all this and that. They done beat the woman, stayed out all night. And back in them days, they had a girlfriend. Time they get paid, they wouldn't go home. They were going buying young women like buying groceries.
Right, and it wasn't really no gospel. It was a secret.
Yeah.
Y'all put stuff on. They put stuff under the rug.
Yeah, they sure did. A lot of stuff I didn't tell. I still ain't told.
Right.
And I ain't gonna tell.
I know that, right?
I'm ashamed to tell it. Then a lot of people say, well, you stayed with him. They just don't know they wasn't in my shoes.
Yeah.
You don't get 5 kids, go out the door with string of 5 kids, stair step, and go run and get no help. You ain't getting no help. Everybody else is trying to survive too. The ones ain't trying to survive. Some of them don't want to see you do good no way. Some of them glad to see you get old man treat you any kind of way. Mm-hmm. And they be the very one to be after. Yeah. I got this man, he got a big house and a Cadillac and a good job. When I told my sister that, she said, yeah, try to take it. You'll find out every bit of it belongs to the wife and kids. And you ain't getting nothing. Mm-hmm. But they bait them women up, make them think they gonna get all that. And women used to be stupid. Oh, I got me a man. He married up. He got a new car, a new house. What you crazy? If I brag for you, ain't getting none of it. And open them old billfold, put 100 on a whole stack of ones or something. Oh, you got a billfold packed full of money. You ain't getting none of that either. They just bait you up, make you run after it. And they should run after men thinking they get some money. More players know how to do it. This one man said they go out there in them old zoot suits, more broke down hats, and old Stetson shiny shoes, and put a bunch of bills on a big bill or two. Mm-hmm. What you want, I buy anything you want, the little gals, you run them, they don't get nothing. They
right.
Get the short end of the stick.
And so
hold on a minute.
There we go, ladies. So the whole, marriages were much better back then. I mean, this is one of our elders, How common would you say that story is as to opposed to not? Is she an anomaly speaking?
No.
Really?
No, she's not an anomaly. Women tell us this all the time growing up. That's why they tell us to go get our education, get a job, make sure we can take care of ourselves. That's why if you lucky enough to have your daddy in your life, if you black, as a girl, he's gonna make sure that you know to keep some money on you and to take care of yourself. He gonna teach you everything you need to know how to do, so you don't have to depend on no man, because they know what men are like. That's not abnormal. And the crazy part is because people don't listen to women or take seriously what it is women have to say, they don't get this other side of the story. They tell us this from young girls. We are told this from the time we start thinking we want to entertain a boy. They be telling us all the stories. We don't know everything, but some of the stuff that they'll tell us, you got to think about it. Women, and this includes black women, because I didn't even know it included black women until I always have women that are older than me as friends, and one of them called me a few weeks back, and she was talking about basically what's going on in the United States, and she was like, "Do you know that we couldn't have a bank account until the 70s?" So
hold on, wait. You mean women, black women? You saying? Rural?
Yeah, women in general couldn't have their own bank account.
Okay, in the 1970s is when women actually opened their own bank accounts. Okay, thank you for that. I didn't know that.
So if you don't have a means of controlling your own finances, then what choice do you have? Especially when you got children that are dependent upon you. You don't got no choice but to deal with the nonsense.
So the men that say, I don't know why the government let all these women loose and liberated them, those are the men who actually are mad that these women have been put in position to think for themselves more so than wanting to take over the community, is what you're saying?
They mad because they can't just treat a woman any kind of way. Now she don't have to deal with it. She can leave. She can go get a job. She can manage her own money.
Okay.
They be like, oh, these independent types. No, she just don't have to deal with your bullshit.
Right.
That's the thing. Before, women didn't have to do. Yeah, I know you done heard the story about grandpa got 2-3 families down the road and all this type of old nonsense.
We've heard all the little sayings, left for cigarettes. You know, we've all heard I'm an 80s baby.
Didn't come back. No, now he left for cigarettes and didn't come back. He got other families, other households that he done created and taken care of. Or you don't find out grandpa got all these other kids until the funeral. And then his other family show up at the funeral and all that type of stuff. That stuff happens. That stuff is real.
That's difficult to deal with, Sunkiss. I'm gonna be honest with you. All right. Well, so listen. I don't know, Lola. Whenever you get back, I would like to hear your take on that as well. And I'm getting ready to get into this main video because I'm eager to get into this. Are you there, Lo? I don't know. Whenever she gets back, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. But listen though, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Sunkiss, all right. Out of all black figures that you know historically, if you personally was to have if you could be able to sign that paper on who's going to go on the next bill and or gold dollar coin, whose face would you put on it?
Malcolm X.
You going with brother Malcolm? You know what? I've been there too. Like, I ain't gonna lie. So if I was to not make jokes, I ain't gonna lie, it's between my granddad and brother Malcolm X. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm dead ass because my granddad was part of the Korean War. Y'all just don't know about him. So that's just me personally. Okay, I love my granddad. Okay, all right. I had awesome men in my life. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull this video up. Y'all ready? Now let's go ahead and get into the meat and bones of this thing. Ladies, please just let me know when you want me to pause it and let me know when you want me to go ahead and, but we're gonna go ahead and do this damn thing. I'm about to pull this video up between Dr. Umar Johnson, as they call him. I call him Dr. Kevorkian because this man kills anything that we got going on. But that's neither here or there. Let's go ahead and do this. So let's go to videos. Bow. Okay. Boom. All right. So let's go ahead and pull this up. Boom. All right, y'all. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. We're going to go ahead and rock out. I ain't going to hold us because I'm already late. Ladies, please let me know when you want me to go ahead. Let me know when you want me to go ahead and push pause. I got us. Let's go.
I got a question for you, Judge, if I could. Yes, sir. Because I would hate for any listeners, and particularly to misinterpret your comments earlier on Queen Mother Harriet Tubman.
About they can go straight to hell, and I know they hate themselves because they got 2 X chromosomes instead of an XY. They are fraudulent, self-hating.
Hold on. What?
Listen, I told you. This whole thing is going to go. I already told y'all that. Yeah.
Man,
what?
Joe Brown is an idiot. He is ignorant as hell.
Okay, all right. Talk about it, Sunkiss.
He's just ignorant as all hell. Like, this man, I couldn't stand him when he was on TV. I didn't watch his show. He's just an ignorant individual. We hate ourselves because we got 2 X chromosomes. Nigga, we produced you with your stupid ass. The hell wrong with you?
Oh shit. I already knew it. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you know Sunkiss came up here and in a nutshell she said,
Beef is when you make your enemies start your G. Beef is when you roll no less than 30 deep.
Let's get back to the video.
And they're sick.
Well, I'm also I also wanted to clarify for me as well, Judge, because I know you had mentioned Thurgood Marshall, Dr. King, Frederick Douglass, and I just wanted to clarify with you that your comments were not suggestive of saying that by doing a Harriet Tubman movie that somehow undermined the works of those great male leaders, because that's what it kind of sounded
doesn't.
like.
But the objective is, I've heard it from the Hollywood sources I have.
Right.
These are trying to do this movie so they can get a black woman put on a $20 bill. And
so, ladies, all right. So, boom, right there. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Boom. How bow. There we go. What y'all feel about that? The Harriet Tubman movie. I mean, is that really the ploy, or do you see it as no? They just trying to give this sister her due props as everybody else has been giving their due props. What is your take on it?
I don't know nothing about no movie, but I know Harriet's supposed to be on a $20 bill like 6 years ago, and it ain't happened yet. So I don't know what the holdup is.
Actually, the original, believe it or not, was Barack Obama. He was the original that was supposed to be. Believe it or not, he was because
I'm not opposed to that either.
Because presidency, and
I'm not opposed.
It was going back and forth between them two. So it was talk about both of them, and they never put either one on either. Neither one ever happened, basically.
Look, they need a black face on one of them bills. I don't give a damn whether it's male or female, to be honest, because Barack will represent what hope brings, and Harriet will represent where we came from. So both of them would be equally valuable to the history of us in this country. So I don't really care. I think to sit up here and argue about whether it should be a black man or a black woman on the bill is walking on the line of insanity.
Sun kiss. I mean, we only 60 seconds in, sis. We're gonna go ahead and keep on listening, because I'm honest with you, the judge has a lot to say. So I mean, he doesn't.
Of course he do.
Oh yeah, he got a lot to say. So let's listen to more of what he got to say. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's keep on rocking out.
They have no interest in this movie. Is to soften the public up to the idea of taking a black woman who frees slaves by leading them to freedom and getting her or another one like her on a $20 bill. They can't get a white woman, so they want a black woman. They don't care. They just want a woman, and it downs masculinity. Now, everybody on a bill is not a president. Don't forget Ben Franklin. He was never a president. So that's plenty of precedent to put in somebody black who was never a president. Like, let's say if we want to go back to the 19th century, like all of the rest of the people are on there in the 19th century or the 18th century, we've got Ben Franklin, so we can have Frederick Douglass.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, but you don't have a problem with a black woman, and in this case, Harriet Tubman, being memorialized in whatever way that comes. You don't have a problem with that, do you? Or do you?
I got a big problem if it's on a bill before they put a black man's face on one. I have a big problem with that.
Why?
Because historically, the status of an ethnic group is determined by its men, not its women. And that you put a black woman on there before a black man is insulting to the black race.
Right there. I'm sorry. Yeah, buddy, right there. So, I know you just said you don't care, right? You don't care. I know. No. I get you. Me personally, I'm very much so more on the indifferent. I'm more so on. I would just like to see one of us, whoever is worthy of the cause, whether they have, the extended version of the private part, or whether they have the more, closed in part of the private part. It doesn't matter to me. I would just like to see one of my own get the spot, because if one of my own get the spot, then point blank, period. I look at it like if one of us makes it, all of us makes it. Right. Like that's always been my headspace. I don't look at it like, oh, well, which one of us? Like, no, did you get there? Oh, snap. Guess what? Then I may have a chance, and my kids and everybody else's kids and whoever else may have a chance too. That's my headspace, you see. So, you know, but I mean, I don't know.
This is it's crazy because you have the blending of two different cultures, okay? And heritage wise, women was not in a position of being subservient to men. Patriarchy for African people did not look like patriarchy that white folks had.
Right.
So we over here blended into this mess, and now you got fools that can't see that we come from a place where we both knew that we were equally important, and now we got people that want to dominate because over here men determine everything. When even scientifically that shit ain't even true.
Well,
So-
I mean, okay, so basically what you're saying is that the dynamics of what the patriarch setup is and the dynamics of a matriarch setup is different, correct?
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying the culturally speaking, like what
Culturally, okay, my bad.
what
Sis.
white people, and you know, white was created, right? White is not a race. That's a construct. It's a social construct that was created, and with it comes this messed up ideology where they did oppress women. You know what I'm saying?
But see, the thing is though, like there is something called synopsis, Sunkiss. At least from what you know, my thought process is. So when I do think of what we would say white, right? You know what I'm saying? Mayo, if you want to, you know, whatever terms. The first thing that comes to my mind is nothing that looks like that has anything of my skin tone, pigment, and features.
Yeah, but if you go back to when
Like,
white was
period.
created,
Nothing.
white was
Caucasus
created.
Mountains, the whole nine.
No, they didn't call themselves white back then. They didn't start calling themselves
I
white.
know that, and a lot of people don't realize that. Like when they say Caucasus, like the Caucasus Mountains, like a Caucasian. No, yeah, that was the carcass of an Asian. Like the story behind it's deep. I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but let's just say in a nutshell, the story behind that is those were people who actually were living in caves of mountains, and they used to send pigs in because these people were very, very sick and just not healthy, and they would pass away randomly. And so to get rid of the disease before it spread throughout the land, they would send pigs into these mountains, and these pigs would devour the carcasses of Asians. And that's how we actually, from what is told, listen, is it true or not? I don't know. But from lore, right? The lore is that's how we get the word Caucasian. It's the caucus of an Asian. But whatever, you know, I don't know. And from what I'm known and told is that the actual term of white people, if you want to say, is Anglo-Saxon, not Caucasian. Caucasian is not white people. It's actually Anglo-Saxon. But rock out, sis. Go ahead. Now, if I'm wrong, anybody, please, during the show, after the show, please correct my black ass, because I love to learn and I love to stand corrected. Let's rock out. Go ahead. You got it, Sunkiss.
Well, white was something that was created in the United States when I got over here and decided to start creating class systems, different classes of people, because everybody that we term as white now would not have been called white back then.
Okay. Right. Okay.
All white folks weren't white. Like
No, you're right. You're right. Like, yep. I was just about to say that the Scottish and the Irish. You're absolutely right. Yep. They were not. They were. Yep. Correct.
Yeah. So this system of whiteness created also oppression of women, and we come up in that system because that same system oppressed us. So we have our heritage and our new cultural identities mixed up in this white ideology, and it creates this type of confusion. The level of vitriol and ignorance that comes out of that man is the result of mental confusion caused by being under a system of white supremacy. His anger is directed at the wrong people.
Okay. All right. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get back to the video. I want to hear more of this. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Tell me when y'all want me to pause it. Let's rock out.
because you're saying the men ain't worth it. Put a woman up there first.
I disagree.
Well, I
Judge.
don't.
I disagree. I don't think
And the other
putting
thing is,
Harriet,
black
don't
male
think
leadership.
honoring
Black
a
women
black woman
need
does
to
not.
lead the black race by saying impose your sense of responsibility on motherhood and start raising some decent young men instead of these little monsters that you have running around. You don't want to
Hold on. My bad. Okay. I'm hearing voices. Oh snap. Okay, what we got, ladies? Come on now, talk to me, not about me. Look, what we got?
So, okay.
Oh snap.
Here's the thing, right? He's convoluting too many things. And it's like we're gonna go pound for pound. It's like it's just gonna embarrass him if we go pound for pound, word for word for what he just convoluted. But I'll try to keep it simple.
Oh snap.
The issue of who to put on a dollar bill is not about male or female. Really, in truth, it's not about male or female. It's about the accomplishment and what that accomplishment means to democracy, what it means to freedom, what it means to this American soil. Because we got males on currency already. We got a lot of black men on currency. Go to Africa. Got a lot of black men on currency. That's not the issue. Black male leadership, that's not the issue. There's a lot of black men on a lot of currency. That's not the issue. But if we want to talk about black male leadership on a dollar bill, the U.S. is not concerned with black male leadership. The U.S. is concerned with what leadership landed the most impact on freedom, justice, on this American soil. That's the question. Now we can debate what person, you know what that is, but it's damn sure not about male or female or male leadership. Like the fact that we even talking in terms of, well, the black male needs to do it first before the female. Even if the black female is doing it first, you got to give homage to the male who didn't do it because the males should come first. And it's like, what type of child are you? Seriously, what kind of child are you? Do you understand there's so many patents, so many inventions that was invented by females, but males had to take credit for because they could not put a woman's name next to something like that because women weren't even allowed to have bank accounts at the time?
Whoa. Now, hold on, Lola. I want you to continue, but hold on, real quick. We got to even out this playing field because I feel lonely. And I don't know why. I just feel like I just need an extra boost of testosterone. Everybody welcome the face you all well know, so clear as day.
Wilson, what are you doing?
Hi, Hotem. I'm just testing my maracas.
Usually when I have mine tested, the doctor makes me turn my head and cough.
Let's get it. This that go and get it. With no hesitation. This that never quit. Start that elevation. This that process. This that in the making. This that started from the bottom. This that motivation.
That's right, y'all. He's a human mixed with a cheetah. Go ahead, so.
I mixed with a lot of things, but thank you. Well.
Hold on, real quick. My bad, because I didn't want to keep you in the back too long. Lola, please finish. Soap, you know you got after Lola. Let's get it.
Oh yeah, she can definitely build. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
You already know.
Hey. So what I'm saying is this: if it came to if the question was, what black institution was the most prolific as it pertains to black entrepreneurship?
Okay.
We wouldn't vote for Harriet Tubman. We would vote for somebody more like, either Malcolm X, Huey Newton, people like that. Not, you see what I'm saying? That's what we'll be talking about. But I wouldn't feel like, oh my God, you're going to just put a male up there because it's a male. That's not the question. The question is, what institution? And it just so happened that they have had prolific institutions that they have created from scratch that have had major impact in American economy. Like we can talk about, for instance, Madam C.J. Walker. She was the first millionaire. She was.
Yeah.
But how did that impact Black entrepreneurship? How?
Yeah.
Money on my mind, 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 money on my mind,
That's right.
money on my mind, so money is all I think of.
Rock out, Lola. Rock out.
Fact is that it was a very prolific thing she did to stay dedicated. But for instance, I would even say the Black Panther Party didn't create a business. They were creating a whole nother American system here, and the whole nother country was coming up underneath of them. Truly, that's different. So even though, yes, she's the first millionaire, but her being a millionaire didn't impact society. Nobody was trying to delete her because she became a millionaire. The Black Panthers needed to be deleted because you cannot have another Germany here. That's not what you can have. So it's like I'm not voting for her when it comes to change in American politics at the top of the list. But it's not because she's a woman. It's because of what we're talking about. So as far as this whole thing about, Black male leadership, the fuck is wrong with this man up here with that level of education, not being able to comprehend simple shit like that? Like, we ain't talking about Black male leadership. We're talking about the plight of a person, a Black person that have had impact on society. And given how many white men in the time period those white men come from or on those dollar bills, I need somebody from that time period that was just as impactful as they were. Period. That's what I need. I don't need anybody born in 1960 to be on a dollar bill next to people all born before 17 something. Like, I don't need that. That don't even make no sense. If you want to put a figure up there from his story, put Harriet Tubman up there next to it, because in reality, as many people have these people have enslaved, she's set free. Period. In the same time period. And that was no small thing. She was not fighting for rights. She was taking her right as a human being and doing what she needed to do. She was not begging anyone for anything. She was on the most wanted list for too long. She did not ask for nothing. She didn't stand in line for nothing. She didn't sign for nothing. She just had that clank for you if you came over there. So it's like, no, I vote for her. And I think homie over here with the judge suit on need to take it off and worry about the real embarrassment on Black culture.
Lola, his name is Judge Joe Brown, not homie with the suit on.
Free smoke. Smitty, if I'm able to,
she just went in. So go ahead, get in there before I push play. Go ahead, get in there before I push play.
I want to address what he said.
Oh, definitely. No, Sunkiss, you got it, sis. No, trust me, everybody. Okay, bet. Soap, you first because you just came in. Sunkiss, you got it right after Soap. And then when everybody done, we gonna push play.
I love what my sister shared, and it's reminded me of the literature I've collected, over the years and even now, whether it's Soul on Ice by Eldridge Cleaver or Revolutionary Suicide that I've actually collected by Huey P. Newton recently, right? And these are books of literature that tells about our experiences and I love that she brought up the Panther movement, because the Panther movement symbolized what we need to do as a people, not just by holding arms, but being intellectually, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually sound, right? And physically sound. So I was watching a clip of Eldridge Cleaver's wife most recently, and she was talking about different things of that nature, as well as sisters like Angela Davis as well. So it wasn't just Huey P. Newton or Bobby Seale, Eldridge Cleaver. The women were a clear part of the foundation of our revolution, right? So I think from the brother stance, from the OG stance, that I will respect him. I'm not gonna just shoot. You know what I mean? That's up for my sister to do if she wants to do it or not. But I'm not gonna shoot like Miss Oshun did. But I will say that his perspective is definitely completely off, because there's been many sisters who have led in our progress within this country, especially in a room which he is very familiar, which is politics, right? In the judicial system. Where would he be without Mary McLeod Bethune or without Barbara Jordan, right? Where would he be? You know what I mean? Will he be able to still stand in his position? I don't believe so. So for him to say that,
so he believes that he's in his position only because of people like Thurgood Marshall. You see?
Really?
Yeah. Think
Clarence
about
Thomas.
it.
Okay.
Think about it. Go ahead.
Okay. So you only think Clarence Thomas and Thurgood Marshall only help you to get there? Okay. If he believes that, then he's definitely he's definitely short-sighted, and hopefully he doesn't, because our sisters have led in a big way for us to be where we at. You know what I mean? She brought up Madam C.J. Walker and her invention of the hot comb, right? Which she still don't fully get credit of today, right? So our sisters, from all demographics and from all standpoints, have led to us being where we are at. So if they want to put Harriet Tubman on any type of thing, any type of monetary thing, whether it's a $20 bill or whatever else, yes, it should be accepted. Why not? We have to get out of this mindset that women are limited or they're dumb, and some of y'all in this forum, not here on this channel, but in this YouTube space, you would say black women are children or they're trash or whatever. And a lot of y'all are with black women, or you came from a black woman, right? Either one, right? So it's definitely you having a sense of self-hatred, whether a lot of our brothers see it or not. So we have to get out of, especially within the manosphere community, we have to get in a red pill space. Not all of them, but too many of them. But we have to get out of this mindset that women are lower and they belong in the kitchen or the bedroom and all that. We have to get out of that mindset, recognize the beauty of what the sisters have brought, and knowing that they are our greatest ally, and we are theirs as well. And I'll land my plane there. Salute to everybody on the panel. Smitty,
I love it.
You already know. Love you guys.
I love it. Let's go ahead and get back. Oh, my bad. Yeah, Sunkiss. Yeah, your turn, sis. My bad, sis.
So he made a statement that these women need to raise better sons. And I don't understand how he sits up here and make an argument that black men need to be on the money because it shows that they are leadership, but put the onus on rearing black boys on women. Women are not men. We can't raise no boy to be a man. We can raise him to be a decent human being. But we can't teach him how to be a man because we are never men. So how did he put the onus on the women, but then say that men need to be seen as the leaders?
Facts.
Okay, now. Okay. Let's get back to the video. I only rewind it just a little bit because I know it's people that's coming in from Instagram.
No. Hold on, Smitty. Let's stay right there for a second. What she just said.
You go right on, Oshun. Go ahead, sis.
What she just said. He just sat there and said that you putting a woman there to embarrass the male, as if to say the men have not done things right. That's what he said. Then turned around and said women need to raise better sons. So it's almost like him saying, well, the reason why we're not better is because of you guys. So why do you need to be on a $20 bill? He need to get on one side of the argument. He really does. And here's the thing. I could see if he was arguing a particular person that would be better suited and labeling out why. But no, he want to sit and put the onus on raising good, better men on women. And now you see his real motive here. Because he know ain't no woman raising no boy to be no man. He know that. He know that a woman can't make a man stay. He know that. The most a woman can do is play in the court system, but there's a time for that. Okay, like there's a time and place for that. But it's like at the end of the day, as the red pill space say, well, you should have chose better. Why you choosing these ain't shit females to be the mother of your children? You feel me? The pendulum swings both ways. So no, what he's not gonna do. Yeah, what he's not gonna do is get away with that conversation.
All right, so are we good? Everybody good? I can get back to the video. I just want to make sure. Okay, no. I just I want to make sure everybody got a piece in. Bet. Let's go ahead and do it. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Yeah, buddy. Let's go ahead and rock out. Let's do this one. He got a lot to say.
But you see, do you?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but you don't have a problem with a black woman, and in this case, Harriet Tubman, being memorialized in whatever way that comes. You don't have a problem with that, do you? Or do you?
I got a big problem if it's on a bill before they put a black man's face on one. I have a big problem with that.
Why do you have
Because
a problem with a
historically,
black
the status
woman?
of an ethnic group is determined by its men, not its women. And that you put them.
How true is that, people? How true is that? I just
That's
want to
only
know.
true under the white concept of ideology. Scientifically, you get 51% of your DNA comes from your mother, 49% comes from your dad.
Okay.
When you trace back blood lineages, it's gonna change.
You mean ancestry.com? Rock out.
When you trace back that for the male chromosome, it's gonna change each generation. Whereas with women, it don't change. You got the same mitochondrial DNA as your great grandmother, because it does not change. So what happens under patriarchy is to usurp everything that's feminine. And so this construct of we got to give up our name and take our husband's last name was essentially to give them power that was not given to them by the natural divine order of things.
I mean, true that, but true that, but at the end of it all, the who goes on the dollar bill isn't a matter of what ethnicity they are and who's leading in said ethnicity and what those leaders are in said ethnicity. At the end of the day, the U.S. government, which is 60%, if not better, white, have a right to say, hey, we need somebody on our dollar bill that represents the epitome of freedom. That's what we need. And so we need someone whose legacy is steeped in freedom. Harriet Tubman's life is not steeped in nothing but freedom. Period. Nothing else. Literally, quite literally, she was a slave. Nothing else. So it's like, you know, this is what I'm saying. He way off when it comes to that. Oh, totally off. It's like, I get it. He want to say black men should be leaders, right? They should be leaders, right? They should be recognized as leaders within their clan. But outside of their clan, listen, for instance, if I want to recognize, I don't know, Asian men or Asian women, whichever Asians had the most impact on, let's say, hip hop, right? I'm not looking for male or female Asians. I'm looking at who got the better songs. But because I'm not Asian and I'm looking for Asian impact in hip hop, I get the chance to say which person I want. Now, Asians can come back and say, well, that's not fair that you picked a male when females was doing it first. And it was not fair that you picked a female when males were doing it first. It's like, as an African American, I don't give a fuck. I just need to know who had a better impact on my culture's music from, let's say, 1990 onward. Who was that? What group was that? Or whatever. That's who I'm concerned with. They might be concerned with men versus women versus leadership versus not, but I'm not. And I got the right to do that. And so, you know, the U.S. government has the right to say, no, we want somebody here that exemplifies the concept. We're not concerned with internal problems in the African American community as it pertains to leadership. And clearly, this judge is making it very, very overtly known and noted that black men have not been leading. He's making it known they haven't been leading while saying, well, you can't go before me because it says I'm not a leader. Like, come on.
And this is why I said his view is short-sighted. And it's incorrect, as my sisters have been putting out, because and this is going to completely destroy his own argument right here. He says he brought up other cultures, right? That's what he said, right? If I'm off, please correct me. So other cultures have men that are in the forefront, but if I'm not mistaken, you know, isn't Anne Frank like the figurehead for the movement when it comes to Jews and the Holocaust? I see her in more things than anything else, right? Whether it's her or Queen Elizabeth of the monarchy or the queen that just passed, right? These were major figureheads within other cultures. Mother Teresa, Joan of Arc. So what he's saying is completely short-sighted and incorrect. Like, you can't bring up other cultures and try to stand on that, and that's not even factual. It throws your whole argument out. And I've been named people who were leading nations of both men and women, who were women of other cultures, who were figureheads for movements in literature and everything else. So I don't know where the judge is going with it. Maybe he ain't do his research. I don't know. But we up here definitely did our research for real. And it looked like Dr. Umar did his research as well. You know what I mean? And I'm a pause from there.
I hear that shit.
Definitely, I would say my piece on this whole thing is, look, I noticed that even right now, listen, I'm gonna tell you what I hear. What I hear is, once again, the gender war being exacerbated. In any form of fashion, when we try to heal the wounds of, our problems are not different. I'm a dad of a daughter. Last time I checked, Lola, if I'm not mistaken, you have sons. The fact is that from the men who have young women, we have to protect. Some kiss you too, if I'm not mistaken. You see? So it's like our plights, like if we really thinking about how it's supposed to work out, it's supposed to go from generation to generation. I'm someone who was raised, and my father taught me that the best thing that you can do before you pass away from here is leave a garden. Now, you can leave that like physically, but no, what he means is leave a garden in the sense of your legacy, what you produced, your works of life. So you know how we have that, like when a person's grave, like the tombstone, you have that when they were born, this date, such and such, whatever year. Then you got that dash in the middle. Then you have that end date, whenever they passed away, such and such, this year, this day, right? The most important part is not the when they were born or when they passed away. That dash in the middle, do you know what that is? A lot of people don't realize. You look at it like just a line. No, it's not just a line. That's everything. That's your walk of life. That's everything you did from the time you were here to the time you expired. It's very important. So I was taught that we are supposed to leave a garden, as men, at least. Like, I'm supposed to leave something behind, whether it's what it is that I was able to teach and pass down, whether it was whatever I was able to leave financially. Because we got to remember this. Every man is not going to have the same quality of pass down of garden. Like, some farmers grow corn. Some farmers grow cabbage. Some farmers grow a little bit of everything. Don't be mad at the farmer who doesn't have the one vegetable you don't, that you do want. No, recognize that this is all a part of the process of what we all have to offer. So leave a garden. That's my point. And so when we talk about this whole thing of who should be on the bill, who left the biggest garden? Now, when I look at things, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I would say the garden of what Sister Harriet Tubman has planted has been absolutely so tremendous. You know why she has gotten the biggest backlash that she has gotten? We can't forget, people, and I'm landing it here, and we're about to get back to the video. The reason why she has gotten the biggest backlash that she's gotten is simply because of this reason. There are people who believe that she has been a what do they call that in the hood? Created player. Yeah, that's right. Apparently she never existed. Her and Nat Turner never existed.
Ooh, I was about to mention his name. Thanks, Smitty.
No, so real quick. So this is the thing. When we think about these things, right? And it's real easy. I'm not playing this whole thing. I just want to show the title. That's it. I just want to show the title. So we have to remember, we have moments in time and in life where, yes, there are people who actually, in their mind, they believe that that these people are basically fictional characters. So we have to recognize that these are the things that take place. So when we go to this right here, All right, boom, boom, boom. Now Lola already know where I'm going. She know where I'm going. So this right here, right? Boom. Listen, it was a whole thing. I want you to hear this title. It says Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner are fictional characters created by acts of Congress. There are people who actually believe that. I'm not going to play nothing on that bullshit. I just want us to know that it does exist. That's it. So let's get back to the video. So that's why she's going through such a hard time that she's going through. It is a backstory on it. It's not just for no reason. There are those of us now, mind you, watch this. You know, when I saw that video, I spoke about it. I haven't found one white person to say, or anybody else, Asian, Spanish, I haven't found one person to say, yeah, that's true. She's a made-up character. Nobody else has said it. The only people who have these videos, and it's endless videos about how Harriet Tubman never existed, and it's only those who share my skin tone and features. You know how like saddening that is?
You
Like,
probably the same people that say slavery didn't exist. That's a made-up thing.
Basically, yeah, right around that mindset, right around that head frame. Yeah, exactly, Sunkiss.
Mm-hmm. People crazy.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why. So when we have the arguments we have, it's possible that the judge could have that headspace. But we're going, oh, my bad. Bow, there we go. Let's get back to the video. Y'all let me know when y'all want me to push pause. I can hear everybody. Let's go.
Black woman on there before black man is insulting to the black race because you're saying the men ain't worth it. Put a woman up there first.
I disagree.
Well,
I disagree. I don't think.
And the other
putting
thing is
Harriet,
black male leadership.
Honoring a black woman
need
does
to
not
lead the black race by saying impose your sense of responsibility on motherhood and start raising some decent young men instead of these little monsters that you have running around the house where you don't want to have the father involved with them. Start being real mothers and pay attention to it. That's what
honoring a black woman, Judge. How is that an insult to black men? I don't understand that.
Because if they had a black man on there, it wouldn't be. But if you put a black woman first, that's an insult to black men. Harriet Tubman rescued 200 bitches.
This question right here, real quick. So hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all stay right there, ladies. So you as a man, do you feel that way? If you saw Harriet before any other man, do you feel like if you saw that bill, you went to the ATM or whatever, and you got that bill? I'm about to put y'all right back up, ladies. Stay right there. Do you feel that would be an insult? Is that an insult?
Oh, and I'll tell you why. Because I said not only am I not on that time, but you know what I mean, just myself, but other cultures allow their women to be celebrated as well. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely, but individually in my culture, I'm on that time because, I'm not going to feel slighted at all. You know what I mean? And he's bringing up this point, but here's the thing, right? You're talking about the mothers, right? Who ain't doing this and that and the third, but what about the fathers, you know what I mean? Like mine, who left their kids and weren't being responsible because they want to be the next this or the next this dude in the street or next that dude in the street, right? I'm not going to name none of these dudes in the streets, but y'all know what it is, right? Or they want to be using certain substances and things of that nature, right? So that's my thing, right? We also gotta you cannot call out the sisters without seeing that a lot of times sisters had no other choice because the brothers wasn't there because they want to be in the street trying to be the next Omar from The Wire or whoever else, right? So and that's a fictional character, but that's based on a real life situation. You know what I mean? So whatever else, you know what I mean, that they were trying to do, or the next Marlo, whoever from The Wire show, shout out to Baltimore, what's going on, Lola? You know what I mean? But whatever they was trying to be, right? We have to take in accordance to that. It's insulting to the women and to our sisters who have tried to raise brothers, right, in the right way, and we're not even showing them support. We're not even showing them love, and we putting it on them. No, look at what the brothers did as well. That forced the women to be in the system. That forced women to take this aid from the government. That forced the women to do certain things. whether she was doing things legally or illegally. You know what I mean? Whether she was selling her body, whether it was in a form of prostitution or whatever else. You know what I mean? Or stripping, whatever else, just to make it so our kids could eat, right? You know what I mean? We're not talking about that. He's not talking about that aspect because he just solely focused on the women. And this is the thing that irritates me about our culture, right? The victim blaming, the gender blaming. You know what I mean? We have to get out of that headspace.
I hate that. I hate it so. I swear, bro.
I know you hate it. We do not have the time that we think we have. If
Yes.
you do not see what this administration is doing right now, this 47 administration, what they're doing, then listen, if that won't wake you up, then nothing will wake you up. Okay, and I'm gonna land there. What's going on, Electric Jazz? Good to see you, bro.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the video. I want to hurry up and get back to the video because you know, some of the family got to go ahead and partake. Depart soon. So let's go ahead and get back to it. Let's rock out. Let's rock out.
She rescued maybe
She actually
250.
rescued more than that. Judge.
Well, it
More
may
than
be,
that.
but there were black men that did something better than that too. There's one.
Somebody remembers I was talking about that. Yeah, apparently he says, Harriet Tubman, I mean, I know she did that, but listen, it was black men that did the same thing. And they never got credit for it. Let's go. Now, I don't know about this. I will say this is a lot of stuff. I'm not going to lie. This discussion actually taught me a lot as well. You already know what it is. It's always good to see you, chat champion. Okay, now salute to the chat champion in the building. Go ahead, Lolo. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm not negating the fact that prior to the birth of Harriet Tubman, there were probably uprisings. In fact, the Civil War was centered around the uprisings from South America all the way up to the antebellum South. Okay, so there are other people that have escaped slavery and then literally risked their lives going back into it to find their families, friends, or whoever. You understand? We know that. However, how many photographs do we have of those people?
Mm-hmm.
How many? How many documents do we have to even, let's say, legitimize the fact that they even existed? Like, how many do we have? We don't have that many. And it goes back to what Umar said. We're not saying anything about black men by acknowledging this black woman. That's not what we're doing. And within nobody's mind are they thinking she's the only person in history that ever did what she did. Nobody's thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
However, being a woman and doing that while being sick in a degree she was sick for the reason she did. She didn't have no children when she was doing that. She didn't have no reason to do that. Most men go back because they try and go get and free their families. She wasn't going back to free her family. She was going back to free anyone that looked like her. She didn't have no obligation to that. So at the end of the day, if he wants to say, well, men did it too. That is true. But can you produce as much evidence that they were wanted number one in the country for what they were doing? Can you show the photographs so that we can put somebody's face on the dollar bill? Like something. See, he's trying to be a prude and an asshole for no reason. You can tell by the way he interrupted Umar that this is personal for him.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get back to it. We're going to get right back to it. Let's do the damn thing. Let's go ahead and do the damn thing. Oh, where's it at? Hold on. Where's it at? Okay, there we go. And sometimes I have my glitches in my own matrix. It's a lot going on in this mind right here. It's a whole galaxy. Step into my nebula. Let's go.
One that's down here featured at a house going into North Memphis here, where they had an underground railroad and the brother got several thousand black slaves to freedom.
Now, listen, I'm not going to lie. Real quick, this is just me, okay? This is just me. I'm not saying what he's saying ain't true. All I'm saying is, as educated as he is, I was waiting to hear him say the brother's name. So you've been to the house, you've read the descriptions, what he did. whoever, and there was no name, it still was just a brother. See, when we hear, that don't sound right. So it's like, damn, I'm going with you, Judge. I actually want to rock with you on what you saying. Now I'm listening further. This is kicking in. These see, these can hear, but this is taking note of a whole different metric. It's a whole different metric setup when it comes to this vision. And so now I'm hearing them say this right here. Let's listen again. Let's listen again. It's this person. Listen, the fact is, Nat Turner, like, oh, Lola, does anybody for the most part know who Nat Turner looks like? Just a question.
Nobody, in my estimation, has ever seen the face of Nat Turner, except for what's his name that played him on the movie Birth of a Nation. Nate Parker. That's as close as you're gonna get to Nat Turner.
Okay, now watch this, Lola. Tell the story, nutshell, but why? What was it that you explained as far as why we don't know? What took place with his demise? And it's okay, trust me, we over here, like, you good, like, you all right, you good on that story. I'll let you, like, I don't care, you can say that, you can say it. We need to hear that, because I never knew it until you told me.
So what took place with his demise is that he didn't create an uprising of slaves to take them from slavery to freedom. That's not what he did. He created an uprising within his community to fight against them as a militia, to fight within that said community. You understand? So they were trying to take over like the space. You see what I'm saying? And what happened was when he was caught, because he was wanted for a time, but when he was caught, what they said was, we don't want what he did to spread. So we need to ensure that this does not get out beyond this little area that he was in, causing a ruckus. So they said what they gonna do is they gonna hang him for their own pleasure. And after they hang him, they're going to cut his body up in pieces. But before they skin him, because they took his skin to, as memorialized, whatever the case may be. But they cut his body up, and then they skin the skin off the bones. And then they crush the bones up into dust. And then they dry the meat, and then they crush that up too. And then they spread that dust all over the South to ensure that nobody would remember his legacy, let alone his face. That's what they did to that man. Now, if you want to put his face on a dollar bill, go right ahead. But as far as we are concerned, his memory is not lost because of anybody's face on a dollar bill.
Thank you for that. Now, this is where I am with it, right? All right, so boom. Now that we done hit that note, the thing about it is this, right? The thing about it is this. The last time I checked, I want us to really pay attention to something, right? The last time I checked, the dollar's going down in value. So you try and tell me that we want to put finally a face of one of our owns on a bill of something that really is trash and confetti that blows up in the middle of, Times Square at this point? Really? Like, do you not know how many people say I don't even carry cash? Did we think about that? So watch this. And I said it, and I'm going to say it again. We're going to reiterate. If the face of whoever was to wound up on a bill, do you know where you're going to see it the most? In strip clubs and on the arms sliding down of rappers. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. You see? People who actually respect and have wealth, most of them will say I don't even carry cash.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch,
man, like, listen, hey Lola, go ahead.
Meanwhile, literally back at the ranch, this man is fighting over a face being put on a piece of paper that is going out of commission faster than what we can understand. Like, we don't carry it. We remember it, but we don't carry it. And when we do use it, it's for things that we have to use it for, i.e. transactions that you don't want nobody knowing about, i.e. strippers and things like that. So it's like the judge is fighting to put a black man's face on a dying currency. Now, that is to say, if you really care about black men in leadership, you would care about why black men are the most qualified when they come to most jobs, yet they're the highest unemployed. That's what is most embarrassing, that does not exemplify leadership, no matter whose fault it is. That right there. Not whose face is on the dollar bill. Not at all. But see, this is what I'm saying. You really understand where people's priorities are at when you hear them talk like this. You understand? He wouldn't be a judge if there wasn't people like her that was willing to put their life on the line, literally their life, not their reputation, like Jesse Jackson. You see what I'm saying? Not their elder years in retirement, like Malcolm X, like Martin Luther King. These people lived and had a house and never seen the light of day of slavery. However, they did live in dire conditions in terms of, society wise. You understand? They were second class citizens, but none of them know what it's like to walk a day in that woman's shoes. Not one. Maybe Frederick Douglass. But how many, we know his face too much. I'm tired of Frederick Douglass and a couple of them. I'm really just tired. I
can't front. When I be hearing the names that's really out there, the first thing that comes to my mind, Lola, the very first thing that comes to my mind before I push play on this video is, how come they not in the books? Like, why is it a huge book of 900 pages, but it's only 10 characters involved? But whole T, we got hundreds, if not thousands, just like you said, who possibly, they said, we're gonna make sure nobody ever knows who you are. Stop playing with me. And it's crazy how we just don't recognize what really takes place in our face. But we're gonna go ahead and get to it. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 10:09 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Let's go ahead and keep on rocking out. Respect to the family. And I love us.
It's down here featured at a house going into North Memphis here, where they had an underground railroad, and the brother got several thousand black slaves to freedom. But
who is the brother's name, Judge? See, listen, I want y'all to pay attention to something. I shit you not. When he said that, I wanted to look it up. I can't. There's no name. I can't look up brother in Tennessee who free slave. I can't look that up.
Let me ask you something. How he know that the number of slaves that went into the Underground Railroad, which is a system, not a physical railroad, but a system. How he know the specific number of anybody? Because last I checked, I don't. What is it? Harriet Tubman, she was illiterate. She didn't write down the numbers, and white folks, slavers, wasn't writing down all the numbers. They were just trying to get her head on a stake. Last I checked, the Underground Railroad was underground because it was a secret. You don't know what the fuck went on down in there because it was a secret. But he all of a sudden know how many came through and who was in leadership behind it and all that. Like, stop it.
When you make your enemies start your G.
Anyway, Lolo, you already know what it is. Let's get it.
They got several thousand black slaves to freedom, but they don't even commemorate him, and you can't even learn about it.
But Judge Joe,
you happen to walk in that monument.
But wouldn't you agree?
But wouldn't you agree that Frederick somebody to freedom?
Judge,
why don't they get the property?
Judge, wouldn't you agree that Frederick Douglass, Dr. King, and Thurgood Marshall have all been exceedingly more celebrated and remembered in both Black history and American history than Queen Mother Harriet Tubman.
They need
Frederick
to put
Douglass-
them. They need to put them on.
My bad. I'm talking on mute. Lola, this is for you. This is for you, Lola. I'll pause it at the end of this one. Let's go.
In both Black history
Oh,
and
hold on,
American,
hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back.
exceedingly more celebrated and remembered in both Black history and American history than Queen Mother Harriet Tubman.
They need
Frederick
to put
Douglass-
them. They need to put them on a bill and show respect. They've got a homicidal maniac, Andrew Jackson, on a $20 bill. They've got a non-president, Benjamin Franklin, on a $50 bill. They've got Grant. They've got every Calvin Coolidge on a damn
Judge,
bill too.
Douglass and King have been written about more than any other
I
Black
don't
hero
care.
in American
It's
history.
disrespectful.
Why
I'm a
not
Black
give
man,
Harriet
and I
Tubman-
remember. Look,
why
look,
not give
I can't-
Black women their opportunity, Judge?
I don't
Why
care.
not give-
You put a black man on there first because the thing of it is
I
they are
disagree.
not
I
going
disagree.
to. They are not going to generally black women. They'll, but they'll the black men.
If they would have
They're
caught
not
Harriet
gonna go
Tubman, they
in
would
the
have.
daughters
If they
the way
would have
they
caught
never
Harriet
because
Tubman, they
they
would have.
They go in and deal with getting rid of the men.
If
And
they
the
would have
men
caught
have
Harriet
the
Tubman, they
opportunity
would
to
have.
stand and deliver, sacrifice self, be the last in the lifeboat when the women and children get in there first. You put a black man
Judge,
on the corner.
I hope you're
Yeah,
not. I
okay.
hope you're not. I
I'm
hope you're
sorry.
not held- I got a question for you, Judge.
All right.
Oh,
Now,
okay,
we,
okay,
hey, but,
okay,
but wait. I want you to respond. I'm about to pull up part 2. Oh no, did y'all not know? I only gave y'all the prequel. Oh, it's more
Yeah.
to it. Yeah, we about to get to it. Go ahead, Lola.
So let me give you some real facts. Truth of the matter is, the reason why anybody is trying to escape chattel slavery, because slavery didn't begin in Africa, honestly, right? It's the chattel slavery that we have a problem with. We are slaves in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But it's the chattel slavery that was that marked the difference in human history. The whole idea of chattel slavery happened at the behest, and yes, I must say it, of a black man's will. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a black man allowing his outside enemy to come in and do a deal against his own people on the continent. There was no women sitting at the council in Berlin deciding what happens in Africa. There were no women in those countries deciding, well, what other tribes are we going to sell off to the white people so we can make our money? It wasn't women who had a hard time letting slavery go in 1991. The last state in Africa to give up slavery gave it up in 1991. That's how close this shit is. It wasn't a bunch of women doing that. I assure you that.
Beef is when you make your enemies start your G.
So when he says, well, it's disrespectful to a black man, it's disrespectful for your mouth to be open at this point, talking about you want to be put on a dollar bill that you didn't even work to even create. In truth, this system that we in, this slave system that we in, is literally largely in part because of your willfulness in it. As a black man, black leadership, the continent, people say Mother Africa, Mother, Father, I don't give a fuck. They sold their own children. And what's worse? To their enemies? Come on. Let's stop with that. Anybody, male or female, that risk their life, that we have a picture of, that we can commemorate in any way we fucking feel like it. That's exactly what we're going to do. We are not going to sit here and argue over, well, who should be on the dollar first, men or women? Because I got a penis, I should go first. Well, Negro, you did go first. Your ancestors did go first. You was on a dollar bill first. You was. Now it's time for you to fall the fuck back. That's what you need to do. And focus on making sure that when those women come in front of you talking about they don't want these men to see their children, that you make a good judgment. That's what you need to be focused on. Talking about who the embarrassment to black people. Take a poll to see who's embarrassed because Harriet Tubman is on a $20 bill that they not fitting to carry. Come on. He got personal issues, and I can't say that enough.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into the rest of this video, but I'm going to kind of skim and cut through it. Yeah. I like that. Hold on. Let's make sure we get to the chat as well, man. We got to make sure we show some love to the people that's commenting. God damn it, Jim. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Miss Oshun, she is speaking facts. Okay, now, same thing. We don't be playing with the social media selling out to the industry. Okay, now I see you now. And you fumbled. Like, you know what? This is wild because we're gonna go ahead and look at what exactly is Brother Umar talking about deeper. So let's go ahead and get back to this story just a little bit more. All right. Let's just see what we got. Right. So now, mind you, I gotta kind of play with the audio and shit, stuff. I have to play with it some because I don't want to do the entire video. So let's go ahead and listen to this. Here we go. That ain't gonna hold us. Bow. Let's go ahead and get to this whole thing. All right, so listen, your man be tripping. So let's go. Let's see what we got. Boom.
Calvin Coolidge on the damn deal too. Douglas and King have been written about more than any other black. I don't going to generally black women. They'll but they'll the black men. If they would have caught Harriet Tubman, they would have. If they would have caught Harriet Tubman, they would have. They go in and deal with getting rid of the men. If they would have caught Harriet Tubman, they would stand and deliver, sacrifice self, be the last in the lifeboat when the women and children get in there first. You put a black man on the corner. I hope you're not. Okay. I hope you're not. I'm sorry. There's no way you can convince me. I hope you're not a male chauvinist, Judge. I hope you're not a male chauvinist. I am a male chauvinist.
Ooh, that was a lot, right? But
it's taken my family generations.
May I say something, Smitty? And the crazy part about with the judge is that he's so tone deaf to where we at. It's so wild. Yeah, like saying that you're a male chauvinist, like it's just it don't make no sense to me. Maybe I don't know if the judge is already married or not. Maybe he is, but I believe he's still single.
Listen, it's a lot of dudes. So no, it's a lot of dudes that remember how Grandma said. Yeah, those possibly are the dudes that like they so comfortable with knowing she ain't going nowhere no matter what. That they can say whatever they want. It don't have nothing to do with if they're an embarrassment to them, the family, or anything. They're just able to just simply say whatever they want, however they want. Like that does take precedent, bro.
And it's definitely an embarrassment wherever he stands on the side of it. It's definitely an embarrassment, and it's just tone deaf to just where we at as a people and as a society. I expected more from a judge. I thought that more intellectually sound than this, but go ahead.
So we're gonna go ahead. So now what I want to pull up at this point is this primarily, right? So when it comes to the dynamic of like, let's just go outside of the bill. Let's go into leadership. Now, so I'll ask you this, okay? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give you my seat real quick. Hey, so I want you, like back in the day, I would say, I remember once upon a time we had like several names, not 2 or 3, but several names we can say that were the black leaders of the community. Who are the black leaders of today? Like, who are our faces, our voices? I don't think we think about that. Like, and I'm talking about on a Dr. King, Malcolm X. Like, who are the sisters that actually are the Corettas and the Rosas and the Harriets, if you want to say, in any form of fashion, even if it's in a modern form? Do we have anything that is close to the resemblance of once was when it came to what we looked at as the face of Black leadership? You got the floor.
We do not. We do not. We don't have anything at all close to that. And not on a grand scale. I believe we have people within our community that's trying to make an impact, but the way that social media is controlled by those who do not look like us, right, and those who are not of our demographic, they make sure that certain images are put in front of us. They make sure the drill rap is put in front of us. They make sure the twerking is put in front of us. So with you making strides in your community the way you do, the way that Lola makes strides, the way I make strides, will never be celebrated like somebody's making a bunch of drill music or women twerking. We're not gonna be celebrated like that. We're not gonna be given accolades and awards for us demeaning other people. You know what I mean? The way that Kendrick Lamar demeaned Drake. No matter where you side, wherever you stand on the fence, it don't even matter. I don't even care. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's beyond the point, right? We're gonna celebrate, you know, a training day from Denzel Washington. Yet Malcolm X was his greatest role and the best film that whole year. Period. There was no film that was better than Malcolm X. I don't care who want to argue with me about that. There was no film better than that. They know that, but they want to celebrate him, you know, in a low vibrational form. You know, then they want to celebrate Kendrick Lamar in a low vibrational form, right? Where he's released masterpieces that have moved our culture, right? Where was his Grammys for To Pimp a Butterfly, right? Which spoke to our culture. Where was his Grammys for his work on Damn, which moved the culture? Like, why is when he demeans another person of color, do we now want to celebrate him and put him on Super Bowls and all the other stuff, right? We got to see this is a systematic thing to keep us separated. No matter if we are in the Americas, you know, South America, North America, Canada, Africa, Europe, wherever else, the Caribbean, wherever else, it is systematic. So yeah, if Smitty makes a diss track, this and me and everybody on YouTube, oh yeah, everybody gonna be there. You know what I mean? If brothers want to have silly ass boxing matches on YouTube, yeah, everybody gonna be there, and we gonna all do streams about it, right? If Joy Taylor gets caught, you know what I mean, you know, doing what she's doing, or the coach for the Celtics, who's not a coach of the Rockets, he get caught doing it. Oh yeah, we gonna talk about that, right? That's gonna be headline news, right?
Okay.
But we're not celebrating those who actually are building. And I noticed something too, right? And I'm not gonna say what I noticed, but I'll just say this: when I'm talking about content that is not on the highest vibration,
right?
You know what I mean? Everybody want to show up. Everybody want to be there. When I'm talking about high vibrational stuff, whether it's what me and Oshun do with the Black Files, or whatever else we have done, nobody want to show up. You know what I mean? And I've noticed that, but I stay 100 steps ahead of a lot of things. So I got something for them. You know what I mean?
All right.
I'm gonna give you the food you want, but it's gonna be some vegetables mixed in there too.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. I want to get Sister Oshuna here. So, considering what Brother Soap just said, Lolo, I want to ask you this question, sis. All right. So, considering what he says, is it really the simple fact that the system has separated us, or have we allowed ourselves to be separated through the system? You got the floor.
I think I'm more in line. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Two things can be true, right? When you're a child, all the images that you encounter, the sounds you encounter, it's not things you encounter because you want to, but your life is built around that. Nevertheless, now when you become an adult, right, you already solidified as a child, but now that you become an adult and you can make decisions on your own, now it's like You're still being inundated, but now you choose the toxicity because it's all you know. That's a cycle that is a thing. But I'll say this: the separation that I think we've been experiencing isn't necessarily a separation from each other. You feel me? Like, not necessarily, because right now, if the right person do the right thing, it can be pull up summer all over again. Okay, I watched a man swim to a fight in Mississippi on that river to come whoop ass over. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still tripping off that scene. I'm still tripping, but I think we're separated within ourselves right now, because all we see, like he said, is the twerking and the drill music and everything negative, and we don't see those success stories because you don't see that often, and I mean like a lot, not often. Your world tends to be everything that you just seen. All we have is women that twerk. All we have is niggas that don't do shit. All we have is a bunch of other bullshit. When in truth, no, we have more than that. But because they control what's in front of us, they control our narrative because we don't own the television station. This is what Bill Cosby was trying to do.
Boy, now we about to go there. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we going there. Yeah. Lola. I can't go for that, sis. I'm sorry. Yeah, we gonna go there real quick. All right, me and you. So look. No, that's not the case. The fact is this: we know what we control. We are the face and the life of entertainment. The fact is, there's something called supply and demand. Y'all remember that whole Budweiser scandal with the whole more than measty eyes? So what I'm saying is that how long did it take for that to get switched back over to what it had to be? You already know. Hey, y'all make sure y'all go over there, subscribe to my man Chicago Rilla. I haven't seen you in a bit, Brody, but if you still up, make sure y'all go over there and show our own some love, support our own, because we are all we got. Don't nobody got us but us. But look, right? Nah, real talk though.
No, I got pushback on that.
Nah, you go ahead push back when I'm done, sis. Nah, we gonna get. I'm gonna put you right back in the box. Nah, real talk though. Like, how long did it take for that to change? See, the fact is this: we are the face of entertainment, and we keep on saying we don't own nothing. You know what we own? The rights of what it is that we choose to produce and create. We can choose to stop giving these people our creativity. We choose not to. We don't have no united front on that. So when it comes to like what it is that we own and possess as far as power, we just haven't recognized where our power truly lies. It's not in the paperwork. It's before anything ever was created and a video was ever made. Yes, it goes a lot deeper than what you know. But listen, I get you on what you're saying. I'm just saying we have a lot more president. We have a lot more actual royalties, and we have a lot more that is for us than against us when it comes to what we can own. We just, for whatever reason, like, we just don't want to seem to recognize that what we can own is obtainable. It seems to be this thing where it seems to be like this mentality of just it's like this continuous, it's all the way going to, it's always going to be all the way out of reach. And that's not the case. But you got the floor, sis.
So if you go back to Amos and Andy, okay, and you see what those images were in comparison to other shows that was running concurrently at the time, there was no demand for what was on that screen, period. Just like if you look at, for instance, World Star, the Shade Room, all of that, and you just read the comments when you see people just putting all sorts of imagery on there, right? Just read the comments. The comments ain't really supporting it. The comments is like, this is the, you see more comments like, press this, this is the dislike button. Like, you see more comments saying, why do you keep putting this out? we're not asking for this. We're tired of this. Why do we keep seeing twerking? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, do we have to watch this type of video again? What else is going? When you read the comments, that's what you're reading. And at a 95% rate, that's what you're reading. So the idea that the supply and demand is no, those music execs, those television execs, they're not putting out anything based on supply and demand. They're putting it out based on what they want to put out, based on the narrative that is overarching for what they're trying to do, which has nothing to do with what is being demanded.
I got a hard time, Lola, because
Let me finish. If you do a poll on commercials that show both male and females, whenever you see a commercial where there's a male and female, notice the amount of commercials you see where there's a black male and a black female versus a black male and a white woman, or a black woman and a white male. You're gonna notice that, like, why is it that interracial marriage it doesn't peak beyond maybe 15% of the population? Why is it taking up 85% of media? You think that's there because there's a demand for that, when 85% of people do not enter that for a literal reason? Like, seriously, there is no demand for this. It isn't. It's just people putting that shit out there because there's for instance, in the white community and vice versa, there's a demand for ratchetry in the white community, but they don't give the white community that. And look at what happened with Miley Cyrus when she decided to act like one of the niggers. They sat her down real good and let her know, no, you will not take this into country music. You will not take this to the broader spectrum of white people. No, you will stay over there with niggas. That's what you will do. And even then, we ain't going to promote you in spaces where there's mostly white people, because white people like hip hop, white people like R&B too. But they're not going to put her anywhere. Notice when she did that, that was really the end of her career. Not because she wasn't talented, but because they couldn't market her no more to white people. Because when you market that ratchetry to white people, it has everlasting effect. But when you say, well, there's a demand, we're not demanding to go through this. We're not demanding to see that. People, especially children, will take whatever you give them and run with it.
All right. Okay. All right. Everybody.
I do have one request.
Give it up for Lola.
I have one request.
What? Okay, go ahead. So, because I look. I got my shirt.
It's really small. It's really small.
I just can't see it.
And it has nothing to do with the conversation. This is just all for comedy.
God damn it, Jim. No, I got Chicago willing to got that gonna comment too. I mean, you already know. You know what I'm saying? He shot town. He try and give his old deep dish piece of perspective on things. That's fine. That's fine, sir. That's fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and get it, man.
Comedy, right? This has nothing to do with the conversation or whatever y'all saying. Can you please play the Blade meme, please, bro, please.
What?
The Blade joint. We like, you out your mind? Play that. Can you please play that, please? Just for comedy, please.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I got it.
Are you serious right now, bro?
Bro.
Nah, the one with Blade and he getting shot at, and he like, "Are you out your mind?"
Oh,
motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
Gotcha.
I love that joint.
I'm just trying to tell you, like, look. So Lola, Lola, listen, Lola, I hear you. Okay, cool beans, sis. Cool beans. Look, the fact is this. All right, Lola, nothing stays on the market. Do you want to know why what we used to call hip hop turned into K-pop, cake pops and everything else? That's right. It went from a microphone to actually being on a stick with like icing on it, and you pass it out at like parties and gatherings. Listen, the reason why that is because the respect for it has gone down tremendously. And the fact is this. You want to know why we have so many different versions of what we consider hip hop? Because of the demand for what was used to be to no longer be. Lola, you got to recognize this, sis. There has been a huge push into completely destroy and demolish everything that once was that kept the grounded foundation of like really. It's a reason why once upon a time, watch this. All right, so me and you, we both from the same area, right? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Native? I see you. All right, so look, right? Once upon a time, we both remember you could turn on the radio, right? Whether it was 95.5, 93.9 WKYS, or whether it was 92.3. We know all of them, right? Boom. So you used to hear so many different genres of even hip-hop and music, from hip-hop to rap. Once upon a time, we would turn on the radio. You know what would happen? In one segment, you'll hear Outkast, me and you, your mother and your mom too, right around the corner. Here comes, I don't know, 3 6 Mafia. Then right after that, for some reason, we got Fugees. Oh man, that's a totally different thing. Right after Fugees, what do we got? Wu-Tang Clan. Right after Wu-Tang Clan, what do we got? Jill Scott. Right after Jill Scott, what do we got? Ice Cube. It Was a Good Day. Listen, Lola, once upon a time, we actually had a plethora of what it was that our music consisted of and our entertainment consisted of. My point is this, to land it, and I'm gonna give you the floor, sis, all right, before we get back to the video, because we're gonna finish this video, damn it. Yeah, nah, we actually have downgraded ourselves to a point where we just don't seem to get it. Everything we used to have a option of has been condensed to supply and demand. What is put out there now, you see, we used to want options. People don't want that no more. Why you think back in the day we would have options and we didn't have something called echo chambers too much? Now I want you to think about it, to land it. Now we got something called echo chambers, and for some strange reason, coincidentally, nobody really wants options anymore. We may talk about we want it, but no, we don't. And that's a real thing. People want what makes them feel good and only makes them feel good. You got it, sis.
So
Lola, before you go, I have to do a quick shout out for somebody real quick. Just real quick. It won't take me long. Shout out to my sister Tracy Joseph. She is watching right now. Shout out to her and the ERFC Inc.org organization. They are raising money to help youth, you know what I mean, who are, you know what I mean, who are trying to seek, you know, different educational resources. So please support her. You know what I mean? She's having a fundraiser, okay? We are going to be doing lives, and during my lives, I'm going to be promoting this, whether on YouTube, Instagram, and abroad. So please, the website again is ERFCinc.org, ERFCinc.org, okay? Please support this. Please support our youth, and please support our sister. You know what I mean? Love you, sis. I'm going to definitely holler at you tomorrow. Go ahead, Lola. You can build.
All right. Now, real quick. I don't know why. I kind of feel like I'm trying to, you know, I feel like I did something right there. Lola, don't mind me. I'm just feeling myself right now. So before you get into the box, I just want to do this.
Timepiece Frosty, that's why you only get one chance to cross me.
I don't know why. I just felt it. Okay. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got
Jaheim.
Get it as. Why does it keep switching me? I don't know why. I just felt like I had to play that real quick. I don't know why. I don't know. It was a moment in time. But go ahead. What you got? What like but see, I'm just thinking to myself, Lola, honestly, why is all of these things separated so much? Is she still there? Hold on. Oh, snap. Hold on. There we go. You still there?
Can you hear me?
There we go. I got you, sis. Okay. Yeah. You disconnected real quick. I got you.
So, okay. To be honest, to your point about demand, right? I've never demanded any particular music. I've only been somebody like everybody else, listening to the radio and finding music that they put on the radio and decide that goes on the radio what they want me to hear, and then I'll decide after I hear it for what I like
We're not
about it,
talking
right?
about music, Lola. We're not talking about music, Lola. We are
I
only
got
talking about once upon a time, us as people, we
Hold
had
on.
options. That was
Hold
just a
on.
metaphor.
We never had options. That's a false reality. Similarly to music, right? You pick what they hear.
Now I
You
mute
don't
my mic.
ask, you don't ask them for music and then they come up and say, okay, here's the music you asked for. That's not what happened. Same thing in Baltimore. You aware of Mondawmin Mall. You aware of all the malls in the areas where there's a high population of a certain ethnic group, i.e. our ethnic group. Okay, those malls usually have stores that have clothing that look like stripper clothing throughout the entire mall. You'd be hard pressed to find an adult, clothing store that isn't selling close to, if not stripper clothes in these malls, i.e. Mondawmin Mall. If you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. That's
here.
by design.
You know I'm here. You know I'm here.
Versus when you go to, let's say, malls in other areas where the population isn't mostly black, you notice that you have Ann Taylors, you have all sorts of different types of clothing that's more reasonable. It's not, you don't see just stripper clothes everywhere. You see actual.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So-
Because you know out here where we from,
But-
right?
The point that I'm making is not about the mall. The point I'm making is you don't, everybody's spending the same kind of money on everything. However, the type of clothes, like black people, poor black people spend the most on clothing and shoes and hair and stuff like that. But yet when you see in their neighborhoods, right, they don't want to give them that. They want to give them the slop. That means that that's what they're being fed, not what they're asking for. They will catch the bus and drive for miles out to the other place so that they can have access to the other type of clothing, which is why, I'll be honest with you, in affluent areas, they're getting kind of tired of the niggas showing up at the places where they like to frequent. Because niggas, we like regular clothes too. So we want to come out here and get some of that regular life too. Don't stick us in the city with Baltimore and Mondawmin, places like that. Like, no, we want to come out to where the nice little places is and have a choice of what we wear. So the point is, we're not asking for bullshit. We're responding to being given bullshit. And most of us will accept it because most of us are operating on a low level. But nobody is preferably asking for low level shit, low level nothing. That's just what they're dealing with. Honestly, and coming out of a country where our history has been, no matter how affluent we were given the least. That's still the case now. It just so happens that we have a larger voice now to push back. But no, we're not demanding slop. We're responding to slop. Most of us are responding in a better way, but we're still responding to what we're being given, not the other way around.
Okay. Lola, I get you on that point, and I don't take nothing away from that. I'm just trying to figure out like at what point, like, all right, so look, you know, one thing that I've wondered for the longest, and I love that you talk about what you talk about, and I love the elaboration you're able to give. I won't be long-winded. I know I'm able to do that, people. So I want you to get in here first. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. All right. So I want you to get in there first. All right. So hold on. Let's do bow. Why? This is my question. Why is it that us as black people, we are so able to so articulately, Lola, this ain't to you. You know how lady says this. Why are we so able to so well articulately advocate? And man, we can break down to a decimal how they destroyed us. Why don't we have either the knowledge, or if we do, why is it that we're able to speak about so much of how they tore us down, but for some reason we keep saying falling for the same trick bags? Why do the rappers fall for the same trick bags? Why do us as black business owners fall for the same trick bag? Why do us as just regular people fall for the same trick bag? But just as Lola did, and I hear it so often, Man, we could get up here and tell any and everybody how much, like, man, they done just went through Willie Lynch, Jim Crow. We can talk about all that. But why we keep falling for the same tricks? If we know what the tricks and the traps are. I digress. My mic is muted. You got the floor, so.
Because when you live in poverty, it's twofold. Because when you live in poverty, yes, we do have to make better decisions as a people, right? So I'm not taking away from what you're saying, Smitty, at all. Because we do have to make better decision making, but that's also what you've been taught, and it's something that I learned from my session today with my OG, who's doing a lot of therapy and counseling for me. You know what I mean? And he says our foundation as a people is lacking. We don't have the resources, or whether it's through resources, whether it's come through knowledge or financial resources, whatever it is, spiritual, whatever, right? We don't have the resources in our foundation in order to escape these things. A lot of times we're coming from situations where we're just trying to make it. You know what I mean? Remember the song about Talib, trying to get by. That's really a lifestyle that a lot of us live, especially in the inner city. So that's one. And two, you know this. You know what I mean? Being a revolutionary means that you have to sacrifice, you know what I mean, your own will and possibly your life. You know what I mean? When you set up and say, I'm gonna be a revolutionary, I'm gonna go against the mold, I'm not gonna just take the deal, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, you're putting your life on the line. Literally. And our people know this. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get to the point where we're understanding what's going on systematically, our responsibility as well, but also understand the pressures that we are facing as a person and as a people. And I stop there.
Okay. So Lola, in your personal opinion, because I'm gonna be real with you, look, let me just go ahead and give my take on this right quick. I really don't like the excuses. I don't like what it is that we say continue. I don't like the fact that we vote the same way and keep complaining. Election in, election out. I don't like the fact that we keep having the same crimes happen and we talking about how an innocent bystander was hit. I can't stand that. I just don't like the fact that we can so advocate for what's wrong. I want to know, why can't we get to just at least the next damn step? Why can't we just get to the next step in this whole process of whatever it is that we want to get going? Lola, you got the floor, sis.
I think the expectation is needs to be curved a bit. I don't expect for 92Q to start playing music that uplifts young people, that inspires young people to do better, to be more educated, to have a level of excellence it built in. I don't expect for them to care about our young people. I don't expect for any television channel that has something called, Basketball Wives on it, right? To care about the deterioration of our people through seeing images of quote unquote wives acting less than, without saying certain words. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect for that group to really care. I don't expect for, the music industry to really feel like, oh man, people aren't really listening to this music. Let me switch it up and give them, some better music. No, they're going to just keep pushing the other shit even more. Okay. Even if they're not even making money from it. So I don't expect them to do anything. But what I do expect is for people that have options like we all do, like to put those other options in front of our family's face and not be dismayed by some of this other stuff in the broader aspect of, our entertainment. Like my children, when I'm around my children, I don't get me wrong, there's some songs I might like that might be a little adult, but I don't play it around my children. You see what I'm saying? Because I know they're impressionable. I play stuff around my children, movies, music, all that I know subconsciously is affecting them on a deeper level. Because that's what happened with me. My father always listened to talk radio when I was younger. I hated it with passion. I hated it. I felt like it was too much. That and Frank Sinatra. But as I got older, I found myself listening to more talk radio just because. For no reason. That's because when I was little, that was being subconsciously planted into me over and over and over again. So I took that and I said, let me do that for my children. Now my children, my sons don't know what drill music is. Like my oldest son have an idea, but he's even told me some of the people he know call him old because he's just not into it. You see what I'm saying? My daughter the same way. So it's like, because they wasn't raised watching me listening to crap, watching me watch crap. That's not what happened. So it's like, I don't expect for anything to change when it comes to people who have everything to gain from our downfall. But I do expect for people like me and you, and so to say, listen, my family don't deal with that. My family don't have that problem. We don't have that issue. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's an issue out there in the ether, sure, but not in this house. We don't have that problem. We listen to real music around here. You know what I mean? If a music artist want to get picked up by anybody in this house, they better be playing something that makes some sense. That's what I expect.
All right, bet that. I want to get back to the video. Bump that Yeah, buddy. I want to get back to the video. That's what I want to get back to. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead. Let's listen what Dr. Umar has to say. But you know me. I want to make it always clear. This platform is set up for those who just, I know what it's like. You get tired of those platforms that you just want to speak your mind, and it's always somebody want to cuss you out, drop you off, pay a bond, all this, whatever it is. I'm telling y'all now, I'm dead ass. This platform is set up for those who just want to just say what you got to say. That's it. I mean, like, there's no judgment. Like, we're here to learn from each other. So if you are of like mind, then you are a part of the village. So I really want to tap in on this main piece primarily with this video before we, go ahead and slowly go ahead and just kind of discuss some things and get up out of here. Now, Lola, I want to talk to you about a few things too. Soap, I want to talk to you about a few things as well. So I just want to go ahead and get back to this. So this right here, let's go ahead and do it. Just curious. All right, so
there's one that's down here featured at a house with
hold on.
non-president Benjamin.
This right here, I was curious when it came to Dr. Umar. Oh, here it is, right here, this video.
With motion array.
My bad, y'all. My bad. I had to find that. You know me, I'm just learning this text. So here we go. All right, boom. Now we're here. So this right here, I want to know this. Do you all personally believe that somebody who is in the position to be a black leader of the community, if you want to say, what would you say is the extent of blemishes in which one should have? Now, this is why I say that, because one thing I've noticed, now this is outside of Brother Umar. This is just to black people. I don't care if it's a black woman, a black man, although I will say it happens to black men more than sisters. It's something about when we get to a certain pinnacle of life, like, Jonathan Majors, you name it. It always has to be some kind of scandal that just totally destroys your entire vision. Everything you ever inspired to want to be from this person you watch. I want to know, and this is a real question to my people, like, why do we always have to at some point have some kind of stain on us? Why we just can't have, like, for example, George Bush Jr., he wasn't even supposed to be president. That man got caught with, like, you know what I'm saying? That girl, he got caught with you know what I'm saying? Like, on a whole daggone private plane, and while he was in the military, he has a whole felony. How many people knew that before he became president? How many people know that? That man got a whole felony. Most of us can't vote because of a felony. Once upon a time, there was somebody who said, terror, terror, weapons of mass destruction. Okay, cool beans. Bet. Well, that same person had felonies and became the entire leader of a nation. So I'm just curious. I mean, how does that, what is it about us? Yeah, you see, like, I like to hit those angles. Like, you already know. So we're going to take that cross. We're going to turn it into a star. And with that being said, you got the floor, sir.
I'll tell you why, because
you know what I do.
In their culture, they can the tenants will never allow. I mean, the landlord will never allow the tenants to run the apartment complex. We know that, right? We know that from just a logical standpoint. You know what I mean? If you have a infestation of any type of vermin or rodent, you're not gonna let them take over your house. You're going to, you're gonna definitely, make sure that they are in check. So this is my thing. We'll have other peoples of other cultures, and they're able to do a whole bunch of things. We'll see whether it's Elizabeth Taylor or Brad Pitt, or Angelina, or whoever else. They can go from marriage to marriage to marriage to marriage, and have this one and that one, and sleep with this one and that one, and nothing happens, right? But yet, one of us will either have a bad marriage or do something, and it's headline news, right? When Johnny Depp was going through his divorce, why I see nobody within the Black YouTube really speak on this, right? You know what I mean? This is one of the biggest actors in the world, Johnny Depp, going through a public divorce. It was silent, right? But Tamara Mowry, or whatever her name is, y'all want to talk about that all day long. The self-hatred is so real, and they can't dodge it, because every time they dodge it, I shoot them down. They can't. There's nothing they can say, because it happened around the same time. The same time, literally. An actor that's way bigger than Tamara Mowry going through a public divorce on national TV, on national news, right? On YouTube and everything else, and nothing is said. Nothing is said. None of you Negroes said nothing. Yes, you Negroes. None of y'all said nothing, right? You know what I mean? But we get into something, and we're trying to figure out a situation. Our sister trying to figure out her situation with her husband, and vice versa, and it's headline news, right? That we want to talk about. We ignore everything they're doing, but we want to talk about us, right? It's the self-hatred, you know what I mean, that is prevalent in our community. And that's just one aspect, but there's so many other aspects of that. Like I said, I use the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie situation, him leaving his wife and going with another woman while on the actor set. Woody Allen messing with his stepdaughter, taking her to the Knicks game in broad daylight. You know what I mean? Way before Kells and everything else. Y'all don't say nothing about that. The guy who funded Nickelodeon, the dude who ran Nickelodeon, right? His allegations allegedly of pedophilia. It's silence. Silence. Right? Y'all don't. And these are organizations of people that are way bigger than the people that are. So PDF file. Yeah, I'm learning the terms. We call it PDF file apparently as content creators, so we don't get in trouble. PDF
I just
file,
want the channel to stay up. I don't want it to get knocked down. That's all.
Yeah. Allegedly.
You got it.
PDF file allegedly. Let me say that too. Allegedly. Right? So
yeah, they were allegedly.
We see these things in our face, allegedly, and there is silence. Complete silence. You know what I mean? So it just shows me that y'all allow Willie Lynch and everything else to be manifested and live on because of the self-hatred that we have against each other and how we drag each other on social media and public platforms. And I'll stop there.
Okay,
you muted, bro.
Yeah, thank you. My bad. So Lola, again, what's the problem with us recognizing what the issue is, but not taking charge on what the problem is? Before we get back to this last part.
The problem with that is people will be lazy in that department, individually that is, and then collectively, and then turn around and be sitting on a panel with Umar talking about, what's embarrassing and
So
shit.
you think you know Wicks?
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Bet. I got you. She real short and clean to the cut with it. All right, y'all. So I got this one last little piece. So listen. This is from our man MTR, and I actually really like this right here. So this is the last little piece we got for tonight. This little discussion that he had with his brother is real profound to me. No, I'm not going through the whole daggone thing. You already know. We're not going through the whole thing, but I want to take time and I want us to listen to this. Okay. So you already know. Just go ahead and give your input. What we're going to do is we're going to take a real quick commercial break. And of course, this commercial break is brought to you by random white women that pop up on the train.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Something?
It's your mofo butter laying me to the bone, jacking me up. Tight me.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Cuddy say can't hang.
Oh, stewardess, I speak jive.
Oh, good.
He said that he's in great pain and he wants to know if you can help him.
All right, would you tell him to just relax and I'll be back as soon as I can with some medicine.
Just hang loose, blood. She's gonna catch up on the rebound on the med side.
What it is, Big Mama? My mama didn't raise no dummies. I duck a rap.
Cut me some slack, Jack.
Say cutting and she only say we say be doing everything.
Chump don't wanna help, Chump don't get the help.
Say can't hang, say 7 up.
Jive ass dude don't got no brains anyhow.
I'm just saying.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna listen to this real quick. This was a real nice little discussion. So I'm not even going to introduce what it's about. I'm just saying, yeah, that's right. Random white women that just pop up out of nowhere. I don't know where they come from, but they just pop up. Nowadays, we call them Karens. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get to it. Yeah, buddy. Let's listen to this right here. Whenever y'all want me to push pause, let me know. And I love to hear your responses behind this in the chat. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 11:03 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Let's go ahead and rock out. Respect to the family.
Real quick, is that preparation plus opportunity equals success. Right. Being able to identify your why is so important for men. Being able to identify what gets you up in the morning, what makes you tick, is one of the most important questions, yet one of the most difficult questions that men need to define. Okay, so I wanted you to pause right here because what you said.
Fair use. I thank you so much, YouTube. This right here is for educational as well as entertainment purposes. Everybody go ahead and get your drinks, whether it's wine or alkaline water with your popcorn and or chips or trail mix. Let's go.
Is that, essentially you and your girl, you talk about how you start stuff up, but then you might stop a little bit early and you don't have an idea in regards to if you should have stopped early. Was that it now? The step before that is being able to understand, well, what is it that you want? And it's going to sound very basic to you, but being able to identify what gets you up in the morning, what makes you tick, is one of the most important questions, yet one of the most difficult questions that men need to define. And the reason why I say this is because within my own life, I've always had a North Star. Now, my North Star, my particular direction towards that North Star, it has swayed at certain junctions, but I've remained on path through the goals that I've had within my life because of the image that I had of myself at the North Star. Now, there has been times where I've reached the North Star and I'm like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool.
So, you as a man, how much of what you heard do you either, let's say, connect with and or you have your own views of? Let's go there. Start there. Let's start with you as a man.
It's really hard for me to speak when it comes to these men that feel dudes.
Well, I mean, stop eating cereal, sir. You know,
I'm not even eating
okay. My bad.
No, it's not even that. It's just it's hard, you know. And shout out to them brothers in that space, man. And whatever they do is what they do. But my rhetoric and my lifestyle is way different than anything that they have done or imagined. And I know so is yours. So at the end of the day, I get it, and yes, what he's saying is a positive retrospect. But my thing is that I just don't do the whole crying and cowering that men need all this stuff. I don't do all that, man. Like I just don't. Our people don't. And I don't do it for women either. Our people as a whole don't need that. We don't need the whole. Oh my gosh,
Let's get it. This that go and get it with no hesitation. This that never quit. Start that elevation. This that process. This that in the making. This that started from the bottom. This that motivation.
You
this
better
person
keep
that
that
did me
head
wrong,
straight,
and-
my nigga. You know
and
what it is.
And she broke my heart, and he broke my heart.
seen it
I'm
on
not
a
trying to
tool.
hear. I'm not trying to hear none of this stuff that these people are putting out here, man. I'm really not. So, but I understand what he's saying theoretically. Yes, we do have to have a why we are here. You all have to have a purpose. So, of course, but yeah, I know where that tree come from too, Smitty. I know that book very well. But yeah, we all got to have our why, man. And I definitely agree upon that. But a lot of his other stuff, I ain't really rocking with, man. You know what I mean? Salute to Melissa, the exclusive, and Lady E. I see y'all in the building. Much love.
Hold on. Where we at? Hold on. Right. Where we at? Melissa M. Right here. Where we at? Oh snap. What's going on, E? What's up, girl? Okay, now I see you. Okay. Respect to the family. Lola, you know what I actually want to know? You know what I'm actually curious about? You know, I have taken a lot of time as a man, and as a man, in a man's mind, a man's world, a man's body, a man's brain. You know, I got a good hold on what it is that me and possibly only other men should do when it comes to, you know, when I say this right here, purpose driven. Can I ask you a question? Because you know something, I'm not too hip. And ladies, whoever's listening, please respond. What's the definition of a woman being purpose driven? What does that look like? I know what it looks like for a man. What does it look like for a woman in your eyes?
Smitty, no, you didn't. No, you didn't, Smitty. No, you didn't.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Let's get it. This that go and get it with no hesitation. This that never quit. Start that elevation. This that process. This that in the making. This that started from the bottom. This that motivation.
Lola, you got the floor, sis. You got the floor. Rock out, fam.
I'm not gonna pretend that you know, being purpose driven is any more or less what the brother MTR, in a sense, you know, explained for men. It's really no different. When you wake up in the morning, you have to understand what your purpose is. You have to understand who you are, and really you have to know what the consequences to yourself is for you not obtaining your purpose in life and not reaching that goal. So when you wake up, I don't care what goal that is, when you wake up, you should have a plan, and you should be disciplined, practiced in the discipline of staying on target. You see what I'm saying? And it takes discipline to practice discipline. So, you know, that's a lifelong, you know, fight. But it's no different. Like if you're a female and your goal is anything, you see what I'm saying? It's like you wake up and you goal driven, like, period. I don't want to judge a woman's goal to say, well, if a woman's goal is to, you know, become a doctor or, you know, a senator, you know, she's less than or better than a woman who wakes up every morning and she wants to just get her 5 kids out the door clean and fed. stuff like that. Like nobody's better than the next person as far as like that's concerned. However, I think when it comes to women specifically being goal driven, they have to understand the reality that is let's say forced on them by nature uniquely. Meaning, if you're goal driven to the point where your goals involve not partnering with someone at a particular time, you have to understand for every action there's a reaction. But as much time as you dedicate doing whatever, that's time you not dedicating doing something else. So if you want to spend from 18 to 38, developing your career, that's cool. But you have to understand if you can't walk and chew gum, if you can't deal with a man that is not physically, let's say more monetarily on your level, and that's an absolute no for you. You have to understand what you're giving up in terms of your risk that you're taking, and you can't complain later about that because again, this is your goal. You set the tone for that. So and Smitty, I think we spoke before about this as far as like women obtaining things that they ultimately expect out of men, and then when the men can't in abundance meet that, then there's this problem. It's like that's the delicate balance that I'm talking about. It's like, yes, I'm goal driven myself, you feel me, but part of my goal is to make sure that I've loved someone in the fullest capacity that I've always dreamt of. You see what I'm saying? And I have like goals like that in addition to like I want to open up an animation studio at some point. You see what I'm saying? I have those goals, but those goals don't come before or after any other goal in my life, like making sure my children make it in life, like, and being a great mother and being an even better daughter. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I have challenges as it pertains to my parents, but I wake up knowing that my goal is to do that. So whatever I can do in that day or time, that's what I do. But it's no different than what MTR was saying. It's just with women, we have to be clear on when we set a goal, what we're giving up because of our inherent, let's say, blessing of being mothers and caregivers. I'm just saying that's all. That's the reality. I'm not saying that you can't be whatever you want to be, but just be realistic in whatever you're doing. Yeah.
All right, so I got a question for you. You as a man, you know what? See, I like to hit the different angles, right? We got to turn this cross into a star. Let's make it shine. So I want to know, you as a man, what I want you to name just three. What would be three qualities in a woman in which you peep and you notice after observing that woman for a time, whether it's online or in person in your own personal community? What are three qualities that let you know, oh yeah, she is a purpose-driven woman? What do those three qualities entail? You as a man observing a woman outside.
Quality is love for herself, her family, and her community. Second quality is her intellect.
Start off. Wait. Cause yeah, you got a little bored. I want to make sure
Okay,
everything.
can you hear me now?
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, start over. There we go. So it's clear. Okay.
Number one, love for herself, her community, and her family. Secondly, her intellect, and thirdly, her character. You know what I mean? Those are the three qualities I'm looking at. Her overall character. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So those are the three qualities: her character, her intellect, and her love for other people. And the love ties into the spiritual, mental, physical, and the emotional as well, and the mental. You know what I mean? So it has different elements of those things that I've named as well that I get into. So it's branches to the tree. You know what I mean? That purpose-driven tree. He already know. He know. You see me.
Nah. I'm laughing. Watch this. Here we go. Lola, we're just role playing. Lola, that's the dude that actually wants to holler at you. And he just said that's what he notices, that women actually look for. Lola, how accurate is that man in your opinion? Yeah, buddy. But hold on, before you say this, I just want to make sure everybody knows.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Same children.
Go ahead, Lola. Go ahead, Lola.
So in a nutshell, because I'm over here being purpose driven with these dishes.
I ain't mad at you.
He's saying the three things is caring for her, loving herself, her community, and what else?
So that was
her family.
And her family. Okay. I would agree with that, but I would say that if you see somebody loves their community, okay. I'll say this. I agree, but I think it needs to be understood within context. When somebody says, I love my community, right? If you say you love your community, but I can't see that you love your community, that's a problem. A lot of people say, I love my children. And truth is, they don't give two fucks about their kids. A lot of people say, I love my mama, she gave me life. And then they haven't seen their mother in years and they live in the same town. So I will agree. When you see somebody with love for those three things, but you see the love, yeah, their purpose, they are purpose driven. Like they understand who they are within the framework of their community, their family, and so on. You feel me? Like that, I can agree with that. I'm not going to add to that just out of respect. But yeah, if I see it, I don't need to ask. If I see it, then I know that they have a purpose and they're fulfilling their purpose within the circumstance.
All right. So this is my question right here. So with that being said, so I want to know this while I drop the link. Definitely all are welcomed. I want to know this. Can a person, so considering what Sister Oshun just said, can a person who is, well, first of all, let's go ahead and go here. Love, considering it's so subjective in its definition, is it any possible way for a person who has no clue of what it truly consists of to be purpose-driven in the direction of said love? You got the floor, so.
Of course, I do need to see it like
you next, Lola. You next.
Like my sister's saying, I need to see it in action as well, right? It just can't be words. So yes, I need to see that tree to the full, right? I need to see the tree to the full coming out. And the link is in the chat, Sister Melissa. All right, come up whenever you can. I know you're listening. So yeah, I need to see the action in full because it can't just be in words. It got to be in action. You know what I mean? And I think a big person. You know what I mean? And shout out to my brother. You know what I mean? Lola know who I'm talking about. But shout out to my brother. You know what I mean? Who was with my sister. So gotta give him a shout out. But yeah, you know what I mean? You know, that is a big thing. You know, and that is a huge thing within, you know, us seeking somebody romantically. You know what I mean? And we have to see the words and their deeds line up. So yeah, I definitely agree with what Sister's saying.
Hey, all right. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get it. We're gonna go ahead and introduce people into the family. With that being said, everybody, let's go ahead and welcome Miss Malaysia. Let's get it.
Are you ready for this?
Okay, now.
What's good, family?
Let's get it. What's going on, sis? You got it. Let's get you in there. Respect to you. All right, let me do this. Bow. Okay, now. Anything you want to say? Go ahead, tap in where you want to tap in.
Okay. I left a comment on the YouTube side in the chat. But my perspective of purpose driven is number one, first and foremost, you have to know your purpose. A lot of us I say all the time, a lot of us get into our projects, but we don't pay attention to our assignments. And thus we become very distracted, doing a lot and exasperating a lot of our energy on things that don't have purpose. So first and foremost, I think that needs to be structured and confirmed within self. Now,
You went out, sis. Are you still speaking? I don't want to.
yes, can you still hear me?
Okay, there you go. Yes, you're back.
Okay.
on. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm not sure what you heard last.
Yeah.
But
Backtrack about maybe 10 seconds or so.
okay, cool beans. So then I
There you
think once you wake up and can confirm within self what your purpose is, then that is where then your drive comes to manifest that purpose. Now the manifestation is something that you have to, it's just like working out your body. You have to work out your mental, your spiritual, your physical. All those things have to come under subjection. Even the people you keep company with, which I think we kind of touched on last week, in a different lane. But all of those things I think drive your purpose. But you must first manifest that thing within yourself. And then I think everything else is a branch of that. And as long as you are continuing and allowing yourself the lane and the opportunity to grow and to expand and to enlarge your territory, you'll continue on that drive. I don't think you ever run out of that unless you decide to stop.
All right. So I would like to ask you this, my sister. That was actually like bravo. I actually appreciate you for that information because I like to hear from different perspectives of headspaces. So I wonder, what would you say in your personal opinion is the reason as to why we seem to have such a clear divide when it comes to the direct issues that plague us? I'm just curious, just like, a lot of people, for example, I'll go ahead and give you a metric. A lot of people will say it's because of social media. A lot of people will say it's because of the music and entertainment. A lot of people will say it's a combination of all these things. A lot of people will say it's politics. But some people will say it's medication and the pharmaceutical industry. The fact is that there's something that keeps us just like at odds. It's something that keeps the men fighting with the women. It's something that keeps the elder going against the younger generation. For some reason, everybody has like their own perspective as to why we just can't seem to get our shit together. And because I do, from what I heard from you, I respect your headspace. I would like to hear from what you got to say about that.
First and foremost, I respect that. Secondly, I think you answered your question.
Go ahead. I don't know. Did you stop talking?
Cut out, sis.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Start over. Just start over. You got it.
The answer, you gave yourself the answer when you said everybody's perspective. That's it. Everybody has a perspective, like everybody has a unique fingerprint. And so I think we get into a space where we expect ourselves out of other people, and that'll never happen. It wasn't even God's plan. So I think that what happens is people choose what they want to feed themselves, and then they develop based off of.
Yeah, you went out again, sis. God dang it, man. Nah, man, she dropping gems. Like, shoot, I don't like this because she dropping gems. You back?
Am I back?
There you go.
Okay,
You back.
so
You back.
everybody is in their own lane, and everybody's watching. Let's say somebody's scrolling through, and their social media is half sexy red and half wig tutorials. That's all you gonna get, baby. And versus if you watch somebody else who's watching real estate investment plans tips, how to become an entrepreneur, how to how do you become whatever it is that you want your purpose, your drive to be.
All right. Okay. No. Hey, I thank you for that. Nah, that's what's up. So listen, this is what I want to do. We actually, where we at? Oh, yes, that is perfect. So listen, to time it right, everybody. Plus, I got to make sure I get my rest in as well. And I thank everybody for coming up. Don't worry, we got plenty of time left as far as commenting. So I'm gonna play the last. I'm just gonna play 3 minutes of this real quick. So I'm just gonna play quick. No, I'm gonna do 2 minutes. We're gonna do 2 minutes, 160 seconds. We're just gonna listen. After 160 seconds, I'm gonna pause it, and then we're gonna give our comments, and we can give our final thoughts. And I thank everybody for coming up for the evening. Thank you so much. And you all know I love us on some real talk, because when it comes down to it, when we gonna go ahead and elevate,
Get it. This that go and get it. With no hesitation. This that never quit. Start that elevation. This that
Push it. Go get the money. 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 I got it. Push it.
That's right. Let's keep on pushing that information. Let's keep on pushing what it is that we know. Well, let's keep on pushing that entertainment as well as that, education. So that's just me, like point blank period. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to let this play, right? Let's go ahead and let it play. Everybody go ahead, do what you got to do. If you got to run to the bathroom real quick, whatever it is that's going on, we're going to let this play for 2 minutes. I'm going to pause it. We're going to give our thoughts on it. We're going to give our final thoughts about the show. And we're going to go ahead and kick rocks. Respect to the family. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. I thank everybody for tuning in. Let's rock out.
You know what I'm saying? But now either I get tired of it, I get sick of it, or I've essentially cleaned that goal clean, right? And there's nothing else in it for me. It leaves me empty inside. So then I try to figure out a new North Star, right?
1 second.
Yeah,
One second. When you say clean that goal clean, elaborate on that a little bit. What do you mean by that?
So, like, for example, and thank you for slowing this down, because it made sense in my mind, but repeating it, I'm like, okay. So, like, for example, my goal when I was in undergrad, and this is a month past my red pill awakening, right? And I've talked on the channel what happened to me at that time, right? Chick cheated on me, told me she had cancer. She was fucking lying. What a whore. Nevertheless, so at that junction, I decided within myself, I want to be as successful as what I possibly can be. Now, I will say I was 19-ish years, 20-ish years old at the time, and I was absolutely simping for this young lady. I had rose-colored glasses on, and in my mind, I was actually thinking about getting married that goddamn early. Imagine if I would have gotten married to that whore at 22 years old, right? Now, at the point that I identified, I want to be as successful as what I possibly can, I said to myself, well, what is that? How can I get there? Right. And I knew at that time, what was my interest? My interest at that time, I love technology, right? I've always been a tech geek. I've always been a video game player. I've always been like me and my dad, we used to just take trips out to Comp USA and just look at all the computers and shit like that. And then also, I knew that I liked business. I knew that I liked economics, right? So I took those two, and I switched my major to a major that combined both business as well as technology, which at the time was called.
Great cocktail. Perfect.
Oh shit, my bad. Yeah. I was on mute. I was talking on mute. So yeah, buddy. So what we heard from there. So I'm hearing a lot of information. I'm hearing a lot of things that is really getting me to, again, I like to dissect. Now, did you peep what just happened? He didn't just talk about why he does what he does. He also talked about how he got to where he is. And I'm talking about the headspace. So when we hear different men speak a certain way, I didn't say anything he said was bad or wrong. I'm just saying the different mindsets from my sisters to my brothers. The fact is that we all come from different walks of life, and we just don't seem to recognize that. Yo, I recognize there's a lot of people that come up and they be angry, or they be lost, or just simply sad, or just confused. Some folks just want answers. Some people want the echo chamber. They truly are only driven on what fuels their narrative. The fact is, we all have a different purpose in which we come here. And so when I hear things like this, it just really gets me to recognize the different dynamics that take place. Now, I'm going to play the last 30 seconds. I'm playing the last 30 seconds. And then, of course, ladies first, of course. And so you can go ahead and get in right after that. We give our final thoughts, and we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Let's play the last 30 seconds. I just want to make sure we got a full perspective of what was said. Let's go.
Something years ago, and they probably changed the name of it by now, but it was literally the perfect degree for me to scratch both itches. Now, I didn't know what I was going to do up until I had this awakening, right? But because I had this awakening, now that was my North Star. I completed the undergraduate degree, and I got an internship at JP Morgan Chase Bank, being essentially utilizing my exact degree, which is not something a lot of people within college can say. Now, flash forward, because I'm going to skip a lot of different steps within that, because I've had a multitude of different changes within my North Star. Within that, I was 30 or so years old. All right, flash forward another 10 years, 30.
For the record, just so y'all know, I'm going to stop it. I want us to focus on how I hear this narrative about men shouldn't get married early. I want us to pay attention. I don't care anything you hear, North Star or whatever. I want us to focus on how his whole direction and what he's talking about is how men should not get married early. Let me just shut up, man. I'm gonna get my take on it when we're done. Let's go.
30 or so years old, bored. I was working at Nationwide Insurance as I think I was in a digital, I was like a digital product manager at Nationwide Insurance. I began to get bored. Then I started a hobby, and within one of my hobbies was to upload videos to the internet, right? So previously I had a North Star of being a businessman. Then I began to get bored, and also within consideration that I didn't want to go up to another level and begin to have to what I was doing after my job and at that time, I stopped playing video games, right? I stopped watching TV, right? I went radio silent and dead on all of my social medias, and I became a hobbyist. And I tried everything. I had a drum set in my.
Listen, I want us to pay attention, man. Y'all think I'm just playing that for no reason? You know, the dudes and the guys that come up and you be wondering, why are you like this? Or why do you say what you say? Listen, everything he said, he went into a hole. He just said it. He crawled into a hole. Listen, I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm not dissing a brother. Salute to him. I'm just saying. I'm listening. I'm listening to his story. He just said, I had to go away. I was playing video games. Everything he's naming are the things that people of seclusion do. So we're going into how and why we even got here in the first place. I don't play shit for nothing. It's a reason why. Now let's go ahead and peep it. We getting there.
Crib. Right. I started a photography business. I tried playing the guitar as well. I tried all of these different things.
AKA, he did everything in the world to distract himself from what it is that he really wanted in life. Ladies, you know what men do when we really depressed? We bury ourselves in work. Did you know that about us? Let's keep going.
In order to try to figure out what else. And then I tried this thing where I turned around the camera. Instead of taking photos of other people, I took videos of myself. So at that point, when I did that, I became addicted. And it wasn't about that I can make this into a business one day. It was that I loved to do it. I loved because it involved the technology, the hardware.
Exactly. So with that being said, right? So we good. We good on that. That's all I really see. What I wanted to make sure that I really expanded upon and give a moment to is the fact that I noticed that men and women have a different way in which we go about how we operate in that moment of when we feel maybe either lost, depressed. So, sister, I would like to ask you, from maybe stories you've heard from, like, you know, sis or like a cousin or yourself even, I don't know. I like to ask women before I assume from women, right? I like to hear from you. Like, I know how men generally we operate. Generally, like when a woman is going through a really, really hard time, what would you say are, like, let's say just 3 typical things that a woman would do to try to get past that moment, in your opinion?
Go to their intimate friendship circle.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Hibernate.
Yeah.
I'm a hibernator.
Okay.
Or they'll use a separate outlet, retail therapy, maybe massage, nails, things of that nature, food.
Okay. All right. Okay. So typically so basically there is more of in a nutshell, ladies will try to figure out how to self-please themselves in the areas in which maybe that man disappointed them and didn't, come through on. So they'll go get a massage because he didn't give her one. They'll go treat themselves to a meal because he didn't buy her one. Is that what I'm hearing?
In some aspects, yes, but in a lot of ways, the reality of realizing that you settled for something or a situation that wasn't treating you that way. So you're now reconnecting yourself back to what it should be.
Ooh, oh man, we about to go there. Okay, this is the last one right here. Yeah, we gonna go on this one right here. Soap, you there? Sir?
Absolutely.
Sir, I need you. All right. We about to do it, ladies and gentlemen. I keep on hearing this thing about my sister. What did you say? You said that word. What was the S word? What's the S word?
Which one? Jeez.
It's the S-E word. T come behind it.
It was what?
It's a S-E word and the T comes behind it. What's that word? You know?
No, what's the word?
Oh man, it's called settle. Man, I hear that so much. Oh snap. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick before we get up out of here. All right, bet that. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to know this. So I have obviously one of each. Okay, cool beans. That's all I need. I don't need much on this. So 2-part question. And what I asked, so my sister, Malaysia, the exact same thing goes for you. Okay, so I'm going to pull him in. You're going to be next in line. All right, so here we go. So 1, does settling look like getting with a woman or a man? Does settling look different for a man or a woman? So if a man was to settle, is that the exact same category in which women consider settling, would you say? So we're only going to start there. You're up next, sis.
You talking about the whole settling aspect?
Yeah, let's talk about settling because it's something that's talked about a lot. Settling. Yeah, I really want to try to figure out does that look like?
I mean, that's going for less than what you feel that you definitely deserve, right? And I will say this.
No. I want us to stay focused because I want to get up out of here. So, does it look different as a man? How about this? As a man, if you were to be with a woman that you would consider is beneath your quality and status, what does that woman look like? That's what I want to know.
Well, that'll be somebody who don't love themselves. They don't have good character, nor are they intellectually sound. You know what I mean? So that's what it like for me. If I may speak to the video real quick, or what the brother was sharing, if I may. And I think this
Absolutely,
is why
absolutely. You in the box.
this is why
Go
I
ahead.
clash with Manosphere men at times. Not because I hate them, because they're my brothers. I definitely love them. But we clash at times because, you know, the dude that he was speaking of, that his girl, you know what I mean, slid on him on, you know what I mean? Me and my family and dudes like that, we the type of dudes that, you know what I mean, that she probably walking away from you from. You know what I mean? I hate to say that, but it's just the truth. So I'm on the other side of the fence. I'm the dude where I don't have those results. The women are crying over me or fighting over me. Like, that's the results that I'm used to. So this other stuff I'm not used to, and which is why I clash with these brothers. Not saying that everything that I've ever done within the game was correct, because it wasn't, and I take full responsibility for that. But that's why I never had any illegitimate children or passed on any diseases. So, because I knew how to play the game. But
thank you for the community for not spreading. Thank you.
Exactly. So with that being said, you know what I mean, a lot of those brothers come from a different standpoint where they are being left or they are being dissed. But I'm the brother that when she disses you, she's calling me, laughing about it, and be joking about it, whether it's right or wrong. You know what I mean? So that's me. You know what I mean? Like, whether and she don't even.
My mic is muted.
And she don't have to be somebody I'm messing with. She can just be a sister, like my sister up here, right? She can be called like, "Can you believe this? This, and third?" And she laughed. I'm like, "Oh, where you did that? He spent what? Huh? What?" That's me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not on that other side. You know what I mean? I can't relate in a lot of ways. So and it's not to toot my own horn, it's just being factual. I have no reason to lie. So not saying I haven't experienced heartbreak. Of course, it's part of the game. You know what I mean? But I learned early on through my mom and my uncles and my elders is that heartbreak is just part of the game. You got to charge to the game. You got to keep it moving.
Timepiece Frosty, that's why you only get one chance to cross me.
Continue, sir. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yes, sir. Charge it to the game. So yeah, I'll land there, man, and y'all can take it wherever y'all want to.
All right, salute to the family. So, my sister, what does a woman settling look like to you when it comes to a man? Like, there are men who need to know this because there are dudes who operate in the wrong fashion, and I love to be able to make sure that the proper information gets put out there. What do you guys say?
Ooh, I'm about to say something that's real, I don't know. Charge it to
Because when you make your enemies start your G.
me, it's two different facets. When I settled in the negative, I settled for what looked like me. Unfortunately. So I would
whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. What do you mean by those who look like you?
Because at the time I was broken, so I settled for broken. At the time, I didn't have myself together. So when I ran into somebody who complimented the lack of respect I had for myself, I settled for that. That was my bottom tier. Now, top tier settle for me means I'm finished. I've reached the end of knowing who, what, where is out there. Okay. And now I want to gather my household together and settle.
Okay. You scared me for a second. I can't front.
That's why I said the top tier and the bottom
like
tier.
you was like, who looked like you? I'm like, what you mean by that? Oh, no. I look like you. Thank you. That's all. I love that. Nah. Respect to the family. You already know. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to the Wife School Podcast. Go subscribe to the Wife School Podcast. Support our own because we got. Ain't nobody else gonna do it for us. So we need to do it for us. Go ahead, sis. What you want to go ahead and finish on now? And finish out with what you got to say. You can give your final thoughts. Soap, I'm gonna pull you in there. You can give your final thoughts, and we're gonna go ahead and do the damn thing. I want everybody to have a wonderful night. It's raining and it smells like spring air, so I want to make me a nice little cup of tea. I want to make a prayer, and or offer a prayer, should I say, when I get up off of here and really enjoy my evening. I just want to be in a peaceful state.
With that being said, yeah, I don't have a lot to add or to take away from. I'll let what I said rest from there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Those who are less in words are generally in abundance of wisdom. I need us to remember that. So I do respect that motion. So what you got, sir?
Man, I just want to say that a salute to Scorched Earth 824, salute to the White School Podcast. Definitely much love to them. I just want to say that, man, united we stand, divided we fall. We all we got, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna land it there, man. And we just have to be united and understand who our true enemy is, because it's not each other. But much love to everyone. You already know.
I will go ahead and say this as, let me see. Y'all know me. I always gotta pull up some kind of video while I get my little soliloquy. But not real talk though. I definitely really always appreciate any and everybody who comes up. I definitely thank you all for simply, I would say, thank you for your engagements. Thank you for, just interacting. That's really all a brother asks for. Why? Because I'm going to say it always. I'm going to keep saying this for people who not hip. This platform is not for me. I benefit from it, but it's not for me. This is for those who know that they got something to say and they tired of going to platforms and they like, I get dropped. It's a bounty on my head. This ain't that spot. If you are a sister who has something you want to say, ain't no man gonna scream on you. Not here. If you're a brother, you have something you want to say, nobody's gonna look at you like you weird or you crazy. Speak your mind. So I want to make sure that I always let people know that. I'm gonna always reiterate that, because that's the main purpose of why I'm building what I'm building. I shit you not. So with that being said, I thank everybody so much. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and it's off nice and smooth. I digress. My mic is muted. Retro King in the building. Shout out.
Ooh, niggas hating, tell them catch up. I'm popping now. Our next up. You a zero, you a Westbrook. Hey, I'm fresh out tour, pulling up in the hood where I used to live. Right now. My money way up, so I ain't feeling like I used to feel. I was broke, man. In the phone like an orange, hit a button in the bitch in the roof appeal. It's gone, hey. No, but ain't no battery, ass in the outer before the deal. Wait, before I sign. Dope boy swear, still got the sack and the scale in the Glock. I'm focused now, but I still set it off like I'm biblical father. I'm the same nigga that was with it. I'm the same nigga from a Snapchat. I'm the same nigga with a gold grill and the herringbone in the Snapchat. Hey, I'ma keep it real, keep it 100. Was a real nigga when I won that. I was shooting them twos with the niggas with me. Now passing out Jews to the niggas with me. Hey, and it's like, and it's real talk. Yeah, nigga with me, man, you know what I'm saying? Everybody with me, bossed up, you know what I mean? Gang. I ain't never had shit, so you know what I'm saying? Up from the nickel. Ooh. Niggas hating, tell them catch up. I'm popping now. Our next up. You a zero, you a Westbrook. Hey. I'm fresh out tour, pulling up in the hood where I used to live. Right now, hey. My money way up, so I ain't feeling like I used to feel. I was broke, man. In the phone like an orange, hit a button in the bitch in the roof appeal. It's gone, hey. No, but ain't no battery, ass in the outer before the deal. Wait, before I sign. Dope boy swear, still got the sack and the scale in the Glock. I'm focused now, but I still set it off like I'm biblical father. I'm the same nigga that was with it. I'm the same nigga from a Snapchat. I'm the same nigga with a gold grill and the herringbone in the Snapchat. Hey, I'ma keep it real, keep it 100. Was a real nigga when I won that. I was shooting them twos with the niggas with me. Now passing out Jews to the niggas with me. Hey, and it's like, and it's real talk. Yeah, nigga with me, man, you know what I'm saying? Everybody with me bossed up, you know what I mean? Gang, 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 gang. I ain't never had shit, so you know what I'm saying? What's up from the nickel? Niggas hating, tell them catch up. Catch up. I'm popping now. I was next up. You a zero, you a Westbrook. Hey. I'm fresh out tour, pulling up in the hood where I used to live. Right now, hey. My money way up, so I ain't feeling like I used to feel. I was broke, man. In the phone like an orange, hit a button in the bitch and the roof appeal. It's gone, hey. Double ain't no battery, ass in the outer before the deal. Way before I signed. Dope boy swear, still got the sack and the scale in the Glock. I'm focused now, but I still set it off like a biblical father. I'm the same nigga that was with it. I'm the same nigga from a Snapchat. I'm the same nigga with a gold grill and a herringbone and a Snapchat. Hey, I'ma keep it real, keep it 100. Was a real nigga when I won that. I was shooting them twos with the niggas with me. Now I'm passing out juice to the niggas with me. Hey, and it's like, and it's real talk. Yeah, nigga with me, man, you know what I'm saying? Everybody with me bossed up, you know what